ready. I'm ready to go.
We're getting them ready.
I'm ready to read.
Ready to try.
I'm ready. Estoy listo.
Ready for life.
I'm ready to speak.
It's what we do every day.
I'm ready to dream.
With the books we provide, the workshops we sponsor. At PBS Kids, we're committed to making sure every child is
ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn.
There is a place where rivers of ice collide with the sea, where the source of life swims through the streams. Here, all life weaves together. It is a paradise called Glacier Bay, Alaska's wild coast on the Living Edens, November 20th on PBS.
And don't forget, you can catch all of the exciting action if you're away from viewing range. Hey, check us out on the web. Online, live coverage over the internet of this very broadcast, net.unl.edu. Check it out today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the two teams for tonight's game. Public address announcer Rich Broderson is at the mic.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players competing in the Class B State Football Finals. First for the visiting Cardinals of Crete High School. Number 11, Andrew Hardenberger. Number 15, Garrett Mell. Number 17, Trent Vargason. Number 19, Ryan Lee. Number 24, Adam Holman. Number 30, Mitch Vernon. Number 32, Brett Hillis. Number 33, Adam Hoffman. Number 34, Joe Shelton. Number 44, Brian Florendo. Number 45, Ryan Putz. Number 52, Matt Lang. Number 56, Levi Hilgren. Number 66, Eric Schnackenberg. Number 67, Nick Coma. Number 68, Jesse Jurasek. Number 69, Mike Husenfeld. Number 70, Casey Barnbrook. Number 76, Jason Munt. Number 82, Mike Rodenbaugh. Number 85, Brady Papik. And number 87, Jake Reese. The head coach for Crete High School, Mr. Chuck McGinnis, and the rest of the Crete Cardinals.
Crete with just one loss on the season, and that came against Aurora. Very much a turning point game in the season of these Cardinals. We'll talk more about that as the broadcast develops this evening. But Crete comes into this game last year. They were the kind of the Cinderella story. They upset 3 of the top 5 teams in the state to win the state championship there first. This year, a different route. Still, to some people, a surprise. considering that some people didn't think that they were going to be good enough to come back, Adrian. But here they are once again, a very tough road through the state playoffs, and they're back once again to defend the title that everyone thought they weren't going to win last year.
You bet, John. Preseason number 5, ended up number 7, and here they are in the finals. And Seward kind of took the same route that Crete did last year. They beat number 1 Scotts Bluff to get here to this final game. They not only beat them, they just rolled them over out there 56-14, John. And so Seward will try to get it done. They lost to Crete, as we talked about earlier, October 26th, and they'll try to get it done tonight.
And now let's meet the Seward Blue Jays. Here again is Rich Broderson.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the home team, the Blue Jays of Seward High School. Number 1, Andy Cadavi. Number 3, Tim Boyd. Number 4, Travis Wagenknecht. Number 7, Ben Siebert. Number 8, Jeff Aldrich. Number 11, Josh Kenny. Number 12, Brad Levicki. Number 13, Matt Pullis. Number 14, Mike Pullis. Number 19, Andrew Pearson. Number 22, Casey Hackbart. Number 24, Jeff Luby. Number 46, Corey Anderson. Number 50, Grant Swanson. Number 51, Scott Kelly. Number 57, Alex Gray. Number 58, Ben Reese. Number 64, Drew Urban. Number 97, Skylar Sutherland. Number 68, Brandon Crook. Number 69, Josh Vandenberg. And number 90, Luke Reed. The head coach of Seward, Mr. Greg Welch. And the rest of the Seward Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays from Seward trying to avenge their only loss of the season to the Crete Cardinals in the final game of the year. And we're going to hear a lot about Jeff Luby, the fine running back for Seward, number 24. But we may see a lot more throwing in this game than perhaps we may have seen if this game had been played earlier in the season.
Could be, John. I tell you what, their receivers are excellent receivers. Andy Cadavi, Jeff Aldrich, Andrew Pearson, and Corey Anderson, all averaging double-digit yards per catch. Cadavi, 16 yards per catch. Aldrich, 29 yards per catch. Pearson, 23, and Corey Anderson, 17. So while Luby, John, can get it done on the ground, over 2,100 yards on the ground this year for Seward, those receivers also a big threat to make it work.
Let's go back down on the field. Larry Putney is standing by.
Guys, in the Crete pregame locker room, some seniors stepped up and spoke, and they told the other seniors, guys, this is the last time you have an opportunity to play Seward. It means an awful lot to this Crete squad. Also, Chuck McGinnis met with his team and said, it's going to take everything we have to win this game. Play with pride. You've earned the right to be in this spot. He also reminded them there will be a lot of momentum switches in a game like this. He told them you're going to have to be able to pick yourself up off the canvas and bounce back. And finally, before they took the field, he said, guys, it's been I was very proud to walk in here without you, and whatever happens, I'll be proud as hell to walk out of here with you.
Good words to fight by that young man right there, Chuck McGinnis, the head coach for the Crete Cardinals. Crete tonight looking to repeat as state champions, that is. And John, they've got a big offensive line. They go at 234 average per man. Jesse Juracek at 270 at the left tackle. Levi Hilgren at 210. All the way across their center is 225. Nick Coma, Mike Usenfeld at 240, and Jason Mudd at 225. And those guys, we saw it last night with Millard West, a huge line. They averaged 255, and now tonight 234 here. We saw what happened last night. They controlled the trench, and they were able to move the ball pretty much at will.
I'll tell you, Abe, a big offensive line and a 3-year starter at quarterback. That is very tough. That's a very tough combination to beat. Down to the field for the coin toss.
Who will be the spokesperson for blue? 51. 15 is the spokesperson for white. Do you have any questions, captains? We're stressing sportsmanship this year. If you have anything to talk about, come visit us. We'll talk to you. Call it in the air. If I fail to catch it, I'll toss it again. Heads he calls. It is a head. Kicker receive, defend either goal, or wait till second half to make a choice.
We'll defer.
Defer to the second half. Kicker receive or defend a goal? Receive. Which end of the field would you like to defend? Put your backs over there, white. Blue over here, please.
It's Redbirds and Bluebirds.
The news isn't about the leading economic
statewide.
Nightly business report, Washington Week.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
That's why I watch Nebraska ETV.
Hey! Hey! Anybody seen the Pope? Anybody?
He's not getting in, but you can. When PBS and National Geographic take you where no tourist has gone before. Beyond the walls, past the guards, and deep into the inner sanctum for a privileged look inside the Vatican. November 21st, only on PBS.
As we take a look at the brackets of how these two teams made it here to Memorial Stadium, they saw some familiar opponents. Seward had to deflect away a 2-point conversion pass to Down Aurora in the first round, and then 2 consecutive blowout wins out in the Panhandle. They had to travel out west twice within 1 week's time, and they beat up on Gering and Scotts Bluff. For Crete, Beatrice was the first-round victim, then an upset over South Sioux City. South Sioux City hadn't lost a game all season long, and Elkhorn, they rallied from 17 points down in the fourth quarter to eliminate the Antlers and get back here to Memorial Stadium. As we take a look at where these two schools are from, well, they're practically next-door neighbors. Seward, of course, the seat of Seward County. Crete just a few miles south. Equal distance for these two teams to make it here to 10th and Vine Streets. And as we take a look at our weather conditions, not nearly as breezy as it was this afternoon for the Class C1 championship game. Still cloudy. There is a south breeze, and as we have seen in past games here, whether it be high school or college, Adrian, when there is just even a little bit of a breeze with this gargantuan skybox that we have on the west side of the stadium, it will swirl around here, and so the wind can be a factor, more so than what it would be if we were playing at Simon Field in Crete or at Seward High School.
Well, you look at the flags up there at the top of the towers, you'll see that the wind not blowing as much as it was this afternoon. It was definitely a factor this afternoon in the kicking game, John, the punting game especially. But tonight it should not be that much of a problem here as we're getting ready to tee this thing up here. But, yeah, with the wind coming over the top of the press box here and coming such a far pace down, it creates a lot of strange ground effects down there. And we'll see what that does to the ballgame. I think we'll be okay here in the early going, though. So we're about, we're moments away here, John, from this Class B final. And what a What a championship series it has been. It really has been outstanding. It's been kind of a fullback series in a lot of ways. We'll see if that continues here tonight.
Joe Chelton will tee it up and kick things off, and you can see they're already going to split the field and now meet in the middle as the kick is away, and they're trying to stay away from some of the faster players, and it goes out of bounds. They were trying to kick away from Andrew Pearson, who's one of the faster players on this team. He was aligned on the right side, and already penalty flags fly, and this will mean the ball is at the 35-yard line, so it kind of defeats the purpose of kicking away from the faster players. They still get great field position out to the 35.
Exactly, John. Sometimes you just got to line it up and kick it. Don't worry about that other stuff, but they tried, and they've worked on that. It just, everybody's hopped up right now, and you try to kick it too hard, and you usually do. Just what happened right there.
Ben Siebert, the starting quarterback, a 6'2", 190-pound senior, and here is Luby, and he gets nothing on first down. Nice stop by Adam Hoffman, the weak side linebacker, who comes over to make the play.
There you see Hoffman, 5'10", 170 pounds, coming up through the, scraping up through the hole and making a good hit to limit that actually to no gain. Maybe lost about a half a yard on the play, John.
So we'll call it second down and a long 10, just inside the 35-yard line, almost 11. They run that tight, packed I formation, and they'll pass on second down. Man is out there, complete. That's Pearson, and he's tripped up shy of the first down. Nice tackle by Jake Reese in the open field. Let's take a look at the Seward offense. Siebert, the quarterback. Cadavy and Luby in the backfield. Jeff Aldrich and Skylar Sutherland coming back from injury. He is in there as well, alongside of Corey Anderson, the offensive line, and it is a good one. Crook Gray, Urban Swanson, and Scott Keller. He is about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. They need to get it to the 45. And they'll try to go to their ace in the hole, and it's going to be enough for the first down as Jeff Luby piles in behind his center and picks up first down yardage. The defense for the Crete Cardinals, and according to Greg Welch of Seward, this is a great defense year in and year out. Vargason and Vernon are the ends. Husingveld and Hilgren are the tackles. Ryan Putz, the big guy in the middle. The linebackers in secondary, Hillis, Reese. The cornerbacks, Rodenbow, Florendo are the safeties, and you took a look at the linebackers. On first down, they stretched the field to the left, and there was nothing doing there. Another nice open field tackle as Crete gets up there quickly, and one thing that's very important to do, Adrian, is be a sure-handed tackler against a guy like this.
John, you get out there, and there's Rodenbow getting out. He's 4'6" speed-wise, and he can move that body just about as fast as he needs to get it out there. But again, good support on that far side by Mike Rodenbow. And you got to stay under control and not overcommit. We talked a lot about that last night, John.
Opening possession of the football game. And movement along the lines of scrimmage, or the line of scrimmage, the two lines separately. The official, Roger Wixell of Omaha, is the referee. And they're going to call this one on the defense. Rick Pedraza is the umpire. The linesman is Glenn Robbins. Line judge is Scotty Boyer. And Randy Schnackenberg out of Gretna is the back judge. You take a look at Greg Welch. Ironically, these two coaches are grads of Wayne State College. But they're about 10 years apart, according to Greg Welch, and I appreciate his honesty because I thought that maybe they were close to the same class. On second down and short, they'll run out of a full house backfield, and they're going to be close enough probably for a measurement.
I'd say from the looks of things, John, he probably picked up that first down, but will they indeed do it? Well, maybe just about a nose short. Just about a nose short.
You know, they'll eyeball it and call it third down and short. Well, here's a dangerous situation. Are they going to measure?
Yeah, they are. He just waved it off. So they are indeed going to bring the sticks out. Go ahead.
But let's say if it does come up short, this brings up one of those dangerous situations we talked about, the Seward wide receivers. One thing about the Blue Jays over the last few ball games, especially in the playoffs, they've been a much better passing team. And you take a look at the averages that these guys have, yards per catch, 22, 29, 15, 17. It reminds you of the St. Louis Rams. But on a third down and short, they might decide to go play action here.
They might. It might be a good time to do that. They've got just about 4 inches to make a first down. And let's see if they try to burn one or just lean in there for a first down, John.
Well, they are set up in a definite run formation, and the quarterback will take it right in over his left guard. Ben Siebert will pick up the first down just going in right behind his left guard, Grant Swanson.
This early in the game, you want to make sure and not give the other team any sort of impetus to move on. And if they would have missed that, or maybe they had a bad snap or something like that, you just don't want to take that chance. So they just go ahead and get that first down, and now they can regroup and try to keep moving upfield.
And now they'll pack everyone in. Double wing set, and they'll go around the left end. Again, that's Luby, and short yardage there for Luby. As you can see, Crete likes to stack things up in the middle. They have good pursuit to the outside. Down to the field. Larry, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, you know, every team has a rival. Imagine taking that rivalry, which is extremely intense and heated, and transplanting it into a state championship game. That's what you have here. These two are bitter rivals, and it's really played out in the stands as well, as we have a crowd just as big as last night's Class A game.
No surprise there. These two towns absolutely love their teams. Inside handoff and open space ahead. It's Aldrich into the secondary. Down the sideline and knocked out of bounds. A touchdown saving tackle.
And John, that's what happens. They had a 9-man front up there. Actually 6 men to the line of scrimmage. 3 backers plugged up pretty tight on the defense. We'll see it right here as Aldrich is going to take that counter reverse and come back and go. But again, a nice blocking there, kind of a crackback block there. But again, you had 9 people gathered up into the line, and then there's a touchdown saving tackle, as you called it. But the ball is down there right about the 10-yard line, right at the 10-yard line, as a matter of fact.
Jake Reese on the stop, just outside of the 10, so they can still pick up a first down. First possession of the ball game. Play action. Ball is not free. It's loose on the field and picked up. Crete's got it, and they'll take it back the other way. Brett Hill has picked it up, but a great pursuit from the outside. Brian Florendo came out of there and hit the quarterback blind side.
2 linebackers on the blitz. You see it here. Just come up free, and that's what you anticipate. Florendo knocking the ball free. The arm was not moving ahead. He was just getting ready to wind up and throw it, and Florendo knocked it away. That's great. Just great aggressive play by Florendo in that defense.
So the Cardinals stave off the scoring threat and have it first down at the 30. And here's Florendo. Power football picks up 5 as you take a look at Brett Hillis, the leading tackler on this Crete defense. He has had 17 and 22 tackle performances this year, and that's about his average. Very aggressive on the defensive end. Garrett Mail will slide down the line for the option, and Florendo's got some space in front of him to midfield. Casey Hackbart stops him, but not before another big yardage gain. They picked up 5 on first down, and they pick up 15 more here.
Watch the block by number 19, Ryan Lee out here. He's going to set up and takes him out right there. That lets the play go upfield, and Florendo, known for a good speed and great balance, gets the ball to midfield.
Brian Florendo doesn't have the gaudy numbers of Luby, but still very respectable. Quick pass to the outside, and a good gain on first down as they go out to the leading receiver, Jake Reese. Reese, another quick speed burner for Crete, picks up nearly 9 yards on first down. As we take a look at the backs and receivers for the Cardinals, Mel, the 3-year starter, Lee and Florendo, Rodenbaugh and Papik and Reese are the receivers. The offensive line, and we talked about them, they're big. Coma is the center, Husingveld and Hilgren the guards, Munt and Juracek the tackles. And it's close enough to measure. And they're short, but 9 yards on first down. Well, one thing you don't want to underestimate in a game like this with 2 good run offenses, and the stats prove it. 250 yards per game for Crete, nearly 300 per game for Seward. You don't want to overlook the pass.
Not at all, John, as we talked about earlier. Seward in particular, 4 great receivers, and you talk about Jake Reese and Mike Rodenbaugh, both of those guys, no slouches either on the Crete side of the football.
And they average each over 15, 16 yards a catch. But for right now, it's been on the ground mostly. They'll go to the Maryland I. And just a simple quarterback sneak going over the left guard, and it's a first down. As we take a look at the Blue Jays defensively, Anderson and Reef are the ends. Swanson and Crook with Alex Gray plugging up the middle. Backs and linebackers, Cadeby, Keller, and Urban are the linebackers. They'll go with 3 defensive backs in Aldrich, Luby, and Casey Hackbart. Just inside the 40. Now the Cardinals on the move, and here's Florendo again, and that time plugged up. Good stop there as Alex Gray, the nose guard, rode him down, this 5'6", 235-pound senior.
And Brandon Crook, that is, also in on the tackle. John, we talked about the receivers, and in talking about Rodenbaugh and Reese, both of those guys with speed to burn out there, both in the 4-6 category, so you've got to be very sure on your coverage and play it pretty tight.
Gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Mel has time, has a man down the sideline, but the wind carried it out of bounds. They were trying to get it to Mike Rodenbaugh.
Straight speed pattern, straight down the far sideline, just what we talked about a moment ago as far as the race, the foot race being on. And Rodenbaugh 4-6. But the ball just sails. It got caught up in that breeze as John talked about, and it sailed right on out of bounds. No chance at all for an inbounds completion.
And the wind may have picked up just a smidge since we went on the air. Now it's 3rd down and long. With time, Mel to the sidelines, and the wind may have carried that one as well, as it was a good 5 to 7 yards out of bounds. Trying to get that one to Hardenberger. But this pass took off on Garrett Mel.
You got that nose up on the football pretty well. I'm sure the breeze, you get that nose of the ball up, John, as you know, and it'll stay right up there and it'll float on you, and I think that's what happened on that pass. Pass thrown fairly strongly.
Well, here's an interesting call here, Abe. It would appear as if Crete is going to go for it instead of trying to pin Seward deep in a hole. 4th down and 8. Quick count. Time to throw. Man is there, but again, the ball sails on him, trying to get it to Rodenbaugh, and Seward is held on downs. Interesting call. Do you agree?
I agree, and or like I say, early in the game, sometimes you want to just kick it away and try to get a pin down in there and not establish any momentum for that team or good field position. That time, good coverage. Drew Urban, the linebacker, 2nd leading tackler on the team, was down there in the short coverage.
So Seward, who turned it over on the fumble back down at the 10-yard line, will have it again, and this time they'll spread the field with 3 receivers. And then give it to Luby, who breaks 1 tackle and picks up a good 5 or 6 yards on 1st down.
Just a little counter, John, back to the left side over there. Grant Swanson on the block. Nice little lane right there. You saw a nice block by Alex Gray, 57. And the rest was up to the running back to try to shred the tackler as he did. He left 3 people in his wake.
Gain of nearly 7. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Again, it's Luby, spins out of one move, but nice pursuit outside. Usually on a play like that, if you pack it up in the middle and the I-back spins out of there, it's usually dangerous, but in this case, Crete was able to hold steady.
It'll be Florendo that gets him here, the linebacker, again. Button heads with his running pal over there, the opponent running pal in Luby.
Luby with a 310-yard performance in the season opener against Wahoo, and he's been solid ever since, over 2,100 yards this season. Wishbone. Luby trying to pick his hole, and he does, and he's free. And he was 1 quick step away from breaking it for a touchdown, and that's why Chuck McGinnis said we have to be sure tacklers.
Sure tacklers and get people to the football, Johnny. They had him here. They had him dead to rights, as a matter of fact, and a lot of times you get a guy hung up like that, and somebody on the back end over there will think, well, he's going to go down. But don't think that. Get after him, and they just don't get it done here. And Luby, again, just inches away from breaking it.
And Luby's going to be the workhorse on this drive, nearly caught from behind, and then driven back. The initial pursuit was from Mitch Vernon, the 6'3", 190-pound junior. He grabbed him by the shirt, but tearaways not in play here, but even if they were, it just made it a lot worse for Crete. Still nicely done. They were able to bottle him up for no gain.
It isn't often anymore, John. You can pull a guy down just with the jersey, as you know, and especially a guy like Luby. Luby's a strong runner. Great balance out there. The red guard's moving there.
And we'll see the Yellow flags come down. Again, Roger Wixell is the official tonight. And now this brings up for Crete perhaps the opportunity to throw the football. With a 2nd down and 15. We'll see what the call is here. So far, they've been keeping it strictly on the ground. They did have one pass to Pearson, but for the most part, it's been all Jeff Luby. Time to throw. Man is there. Open. Complete. Green space ahead of him. Touchdown. Jeff Aldrich. 49 yards.
Coverage over there on the far sideline. Sometimes, John, you go for the interception and you get it. And then sometimes you don't. I believe it was number 87 over there, Jake Reese, on the coverage. He went up for the ball, and it went just over his outstretched arms. We'll have to take a look again. Maybe we have that. If we have that again, there's Greg Welch. He's excited.
The 5th receiving touchdown of the season for Aldrich, who is averaging nearly 30 yards a catch. Really picked up 49 right there. Extra point is good. 7-0 Blue Jays. 4 minutes to go here in the opening period.
Let's take a look again here as you see Seward set up and making the break and just over his outstretched arms again. That was 87 Jake Reese, and maybe just a little bit better time jump. Perhaps he gets that football. Actually, there were 2 receivers wide open on the play. The wide receiver on the far left side was breaking out a post pattern over the middle, and he was open also. So they had 2 guys to go to.
NETV sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is being brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. By NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco Free Nebraska for a great state of health. John Bishop, Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney down on the sidelines. 7-0 in favor of the Blue Jays as they strike on the 49-yard touchdown pass. And it would appear that the safeties were nowhere to be found, brought in by that run fake, because there was nobody back there to help out.
Well, you got to line it up and cover your guy. And, of course, they have the speed back there, but they just got outrun on the play, John. And here comes a short little pooch kick.
It'll be taken by the up-back Hoffman. And Adam Hoffman is stacked up shy of the 30-yard line. So we'll see if the Cardinals can answer here. They had pretty good momentum going on that drive and then decided to go for it on 4th down and 8. And found the sledding a little tough.
We talked about Aldrich a little bit at the top of the show. On the year, averaging just under 30 yards per catch. That's incredible.
They'll try the option. Florendo, a little bit of room. And again, 4 or 5 yards on 1st down. That's Florendo's 4th carry. And he's picking up 6, 7, 8 yards on the average here so far. So the running games for these 2 teams appears to be very much in sync.
Well, when you have a line, as we talked about earlier, that goes 234 per man up front like Crete does, yeah, you can make that running game work at the high school level.
Quick drop, pass incomplete. Jake Reese out there in the flat, but the ball was delivered low, and it's been a frustrating start for Garrett Mell throwing the football.
Here's the delivery, and again, see how that nose of that football goes down that time, and it just headed right for the turf. That's a tough catch, but Reese knows that he's a great receiver. He can come back and make a catch like that. We talked about the receivers on Seward's football team being so adept at running with the football, but Reese and Rodenbaugh both. Rodenbaugh averaging 15 yards a catch, and Reese 18 yards a catch.
And incomplete again on 3rd down and 5, and this will definitely bring out the punt unit as Rodenbaugh, the intended target.
Trying to get it out there, John, to that kind of a one-man screen as we saw last night a couple of times. But the ball just thrown beyond his reach. And so it'll bring up a Crete punt.
And Mell is just 1 for his first 6. His only completion was that pass out in the flat to Jake Reese on the first drive. Punt is away by Hardenberger. And here's Aldrich to the sideline and smacked out of bounds by Joe Chelton. But again, for Seward, it's going to be good field position here. They'll start 58 yards away. The Nebraska State High School Football Championships on NETV Sports is made possible in part by the financial contributors to Nebraskans for Public Television. You too can help support your statewide network and become a member of NPTV by calling toll-free 800-634-6788. You can also join NPTV over the internet. Log on to our network website at net.unl.edu. Click membership and follow the prompts. As on first down, Jeff Luby picks us up close to 10.
Speed play out to the edge over there. And you've got the big guys over there on the edge to do your blocking for you. And then you throw in the agility and the great balance that Luby has along with that speed, and you see about almost a 10-yard carry as we're going to have a measurement on the play.
Well, it's already 7-0 in favor of Seward, but really leads at this point are meaningless, and even leads going into the final quarter are meaningless. These two teams have comeback ability, if there is such a word, as they'll stretch the chains.
Not will make it that way.
Now, Greg Welch has a good record against Seward. This is the 11th time, or the 12th time, I beg your pardon, in 8 years of his head coaching experience at Seward that he has met Crete. 4 of those times, including tonight in the postseason, he has a record of 7-4. And a couple of years ago, these two teams battled to 6-0, 6-0 decisions, both won by Seward. These two teams highly familiar with each other, yearly rivals, and as we've seen in recent past, playoff rivals as well. Just a shade short. Simple quarterback sneak, and again another first down. Well, so far, Seward is doing what they would at will. They really have only stopped themselves on that turnover, and that was just a great play made by Florendo. But for the most part, Adrian, they are absolutely pushing the ball down the throats of the Cardinals.
So far, that is the case, John, and they're not unfamiliar to that. 296 yards rushing per game on average. Here comes the blitz again.
Florendo comes in, tries to disrupt the play, and does. It looked like he may have been just a little bit early when he came in on the blitz. It looked like the play was going to pass him by, but he made nice pursuit as we take a look.
Caught him on the, he was going by. He was going to pass him by, able to grab onto the waist and bring him down from that position. You see it right there. It's a good thing he did too, John, because he was going to go.
Well, Grant Swanson, Seward's pulling guard, actually may have slowed him up enough, because he probably would have shot 5 yards behind the play, but he ran into Swanson. That slowed him up, and he was able to stand there right on the ball carrier. Loss of 3. Pass an open man there for a moment. Skylar Sutherland, transfer from Imperial, over his head, and now that brings up third down, and this becomes a big play here for Crete.
And Florendo on the coverage that time out of his linebacker spot. Actually pretty good movement out of that young man to get out there and cover that pass route as they bring 2 wide receivers down here below us, John.
A big early third down play here for the Crete Cardinal defense, trailing 7-0. Rushes up the middle now from the outside, in trouble, ball knocked free. Loose on the field and picked up, and Vargason has some room. He's gone. Touchdown.
Lots of sparks flying here in this first quarter. And the guy that caused it all is Brett Hillis, number 32 for Crete. He was in hot pursuit on the play, and he's the person that wrapped up Seward on the action, and he caused that fumble.
The initial pursuit came right up the middle. That flushed the quarterback, Siebert, out. But great backside pursuit from Hillis. Knocked the ball away. The extra point is good. We're tied. The first touchdown for Trent Vargason. And it comes in the biggest game of the year. There's the pressure up the middle first from Hoffman.
That's Hillis right there on the back, and he just came right up his backside and stripped the football away.
It wasn't the friendliest bounce, but a nice recovery by Vargason to pick it up. They picked up the first pursuer, but not the second.
See, Seward, I beg your pardon, was just winding up to try to deliver the football. And again, he didn't get through that passing motion. Hillis got to him first. Watch it right here. Right now he's going to wind up. No, he just doesn't get into the passing motion. And Hillis causes the fumble. And now let's go for a run.
7-7 is our score. Get all the inside information on the Huskers after the Colorado game on Big Red Wrap-Up with my good friend Kevin Kugler, Tuesday, November 27th, live at 7 p.m. It's a complete review of the game with highlights, commentary, discussion, and you, as we take your live phone calls and emails. That's Big Red Wrap-Up, Tuesday, November 27th, right here on Nebraska ETV, Nebraska's home for sports. Well, we said it was a big third down play. It turns out to be a scoring play for Crete.
It was a big third down play.
And this is a team that scores a lot defensively. Florendo has a couple of interception returns for scores. Shelton has a couple of interception returns for scores. Now they get a fumble recovery return for a score. This is a defense much like Oklahoma's, very opportunistic. They take advantage of the play, and they're back even in this football game. Creech kick this time.
Crete trying to drop one in there, and it almost worked out, but look out now. If you're going to do that, you better get down there and make sure you're on coverage. Makes no difference. Regular kick or that little spinning pooch kick, you try to dump it in there. You got to make sure you still cover. And they almost left the gate open right there, John, on that far side.
Well, Jeff Aldrich is making an early appeal to be player of the game here. He has already caught the first touchdown for Seward and has done a nice job running the football. So now we're tied at 7. A minute 40 to go in the opening period. And they'll run the double wing. Inside handoff. And here again is Aldrich. And nothing doing there. Again, the linebackers, Mitch Vernon, the defensive end in this case, but also being pursued from behind by Hoffman.
Watch Vernon here, number 30. Right there. He makes the hit right in the back and makes the play. Boy, a lot of tackles being made, not only in this ball game, but a lot of tackles across the country. Backside pursuit, and I'll tell you why in a moment here.
Second down, 11. Open in the flat. Complete. First down and out of bounds goes Andrew Pearson, the junior, member of the 4x100 relay team that medaled for Seward High School in the state track meet.
Perfect throw over here to Pearson, his 24th catch on the year. He's up over 500 yards in receptions, and he's also one of those guys who runs well after he catches it. 23 yards per catch on the year. You see a lot of tackles made backside pursuit, John, because a lot of those guys up front now.
Here again is Luby, and he crosses midfield and picks up 6.
You see a lot of defensive ends in college, and a lot of the linebackers, and at this level especially, they put people up there that can really fly. And that's why you see a lot of tackles being made, people running right at the back. And you've seen it also where those tackles create the ankle roll, or the problem with the ankle injuries, because you just don't have any way to protect yourself when you get tackled from behind. So not only is it a problem for the running backs, but a problem for offenses just to slow those people down.
Luby's got room to the outside. He's got a first down and more, down to the 41. Lost the ball, but he was on the ground. Florendo trying to make his case, but the official's right on top of it. First down, Blue Jays.
Great job by Reese over here to save a touchdown. He's out there on the corner fighting with a blocker. See Luby trying to work his way around that block. And Reese makes the tackle, but he's down on the ground. That's no fumble, as John called it.
And you saw on the replay, Andy Cadavy, the fullback, making a nice block to spring him to the outside. And Cadavy is the one player on this Seward team that's getting interest from Division I schools. Again, it's the slot back, Aldrich. Picks up short yardage.
Cadavy just did it again, John, and he took number 17 right out of the picture, Trent Vargason.
That's the end of the first quarter of the Class B championship. We're tied at 7.
Funding for this program is provided in part by Tobacco Free Nebraska, a campaign created to educate Nebraskans about health risks associated with tobacco use.
Secondhand smoke is more than annoying. It seriously affects thousands of Nebraskans, smokers and non-smokers, with over 4,000 chemicals and cancer-causing toxins. Secondhand smoke is a first-rate killer.
From Curriculum Connections to live webcasts, stay curious with net.unl.edu.
Well, an entertaining first stanza. We've seen Seward hit with the big play on the pass from Seward to Aldrich, 49 yards. But then the big defensive play as Vargason picks up the fumble and rambles in 50 yards for a touchdown. And we're tied at 7. Offensively, the numbers right now are all over the Seward side. 141 yards total offense to just 38 for Crete as we start the second half. And Seward again with the football. Broke the initial tackle, ankle tackle attempted. But Crete was there to stop him defensively. And this will bring up a third down and about 4.
That last play, you saw about 4 or 5 white shirts all over Luby on the play, John. And you and I were talking before the game got underway as far as trying to stop him. And the comment was made, you don't stop him, you just try to contain him. You get people there. You have to get people there. He has such great balance. So one guy really has a hell of a time trying to stop him just one-on-one.
On third down, they'll run the option. Nothing doing.
Once again, 3 or 4 or 5 people over there making sure they contain him and then keep him to the inside.
And that was Trent Vargason, 17.
You see,
who was right there.
Kadavy out there trying to contain it. There's Vargason coming in. And then the rest of his fellow teammates hanging on and making sure he goes down. But again, to bring down, it's like the old days we played Steve Owens, a Heisman Trophy winner. And you just really, you were lucky if you can bring him down one-on-one, John. But if you were able to hit him and hold on, and then make sure you got him turned to the inside, you had help to the inside.
And so now the punt. Siebert will let it fly. And it's a low-line drive kick that goes out of bounds inside the 20. And they'll spot it at the 12. 10:40 to go first half. Tied at 7. But, you know, we heard from Chuck McGinnis that it is hard to stop someone like a Jeff Luby. But I want to talk more about that in a second. First, we want to remind you that coming up tomorrow, NETV sports coverage of NCAA women's basketball, the Time Warner Challenge tomorrow at 4:30, an in-state battle as the Big Red, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, host the Big Blue, the Creighton Bluejays, live from the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. Complete coverage exclusively on our cable network, NETV2, live at 4:30. The Time Warner Challenge on NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports. Florendo picks up 7 yards on first down. But Adrian, when you try to stop a running back and the coaches give you the lip service, well, we can't stop him, we only hope to contain him. That's not the philosophy that a defensive player needs, is it? I mean, defensive guys think they can stop anybody.
Well, you've got to think that. There's no question about that. But sometimes thinking it and reality are two different things, John. And yeah, you're out there trying to make those solo tackles. Here's the next play from Crete.
Lorendo close to it. Well, actually, it'd be about a yard shy of the first down as they went out of the Maryland eye.
Let me tell you, every time they talked about Steve Owens back in the old days about trying to bring him down, each of us thought we could bring him down. And there were times when we did. But for the most part, on average, John, you're not going to bring him down one-on-one every play. Some backs will go down pretty easy, others won't, and he was one of them, just like Luby here tonight. Tough balance, good speed, good quickness. He'll get to the outside very nicely. And you just need to get people flowing to the football. You see Greg Welch there.
Crete has taken a timeout. It will be third down and less than 2 when we come back. NETV sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is being brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. By NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco Free Nebraska for a great state of health. John Bishop and Adrian Fiala.
I like that sign right there.
Very nice.
Never ever tire of victory.
Well, one thing we haven't mentioned yet, and we would be remiss if we didn't. Obviously, the community of Seward has gone through a tremendous emotional swing over the last month. We, of course, many of us know of the tragic bus accident that took the lives of 4 individuals on the Seward van. As the ball is fumbled by Mel, now he's going to try to improvise, and he won't get the first down. Bad center quarterback exchange, and that's going to cost Crete an opportunity to get a first down, and now they're going to have to kick into this wind.
That's a tough one right there. Lost the handle right at the snap. You had an opportunity to make that play to get a first down, John. No question about that. But again, the bad snap and you're done. You're immediately done. Sometimes the ball will bounce back to you. You get a good bounce, and maybe you take it up inside. But surely didn't happen that time.
And so now it's Hardenberger to kick. Gets it away. Not very deep. Takes a sideways bounce and out of bounds at the 46. But again, Seward has started in very good field position all night long, and they'll start 46 yards away from the end zone with a tie at 7-7. Become a member of Nebraskans for Public Television over the internet. Just log on to our network website, net.unl.edu. Click membership and fill out the needed information. If you appreciate our statewide sports coverage, become a member of Nebraskans for Public Television at net.unl.edu. First down, Seward. Luby looking for room, picks up 2 or 3.
John, before I forget to mention it here, keep in mind that last punt play, Joe Chelton was the up back blocker on that play, and he got shoved back towards the punter, and the punter almost kicked it right into his backside. So he's got to be a little bit stronger. Joe Chelton, number 34 in the white jersey, a little bit stronger. Go meet that intended defenseman down there and meet him up straight, and not let him shove you back is what he did. So keep that in mind for the next punt. When the Cardinals punt, we'll keep our eye on that.
Seward has now taken their first timeout. It comes with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the first half. We are tied at 7 if you're just joining us. Seward hit with the big play on the pass, 49-yard touchdown pass from Ben Siebert to Jeff Aldrich. Then on Seward's next offensive possession, they faced a second down and 15. And rolling out, Siebert was hit from behind, lost the football. It was picked up by Trent Vargason and returned 50 yards for a score, and that's why we are tied at 7. If you would like to purchase a VHS tape of this game or any of the state high school football championship games, it's very easy. Just call 800-228-4630, Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. You'll be able to enjoy the 2001 football championships for many years to come. That number again, 800-228-4630. After the timeout, 2nd and 8. And they'll go to Aldrich. And he'll get a couple more, but that will bring up 3rd down and a short 5.
Pulling the offside guard and tackle, trying to get down the field. There you see one of the intended blockers, 57, Alex Gray, and Brandon Crook also trying to get down the big tackle from the offside. This took a little bit too long to get over there, and Crete had it diagnosed and shut it down pretty well.
3rd down and 4. And they'll go to Luby. Looks for a hole, has it, 1st down and more. And stumbles out of bounds. If he had about another yard of sideline, maybe he would have had an opportunity to go further, but good enough for the 1st down. And Seward is on the move again.
Tremendous block that time by Skylar Sutherland, the tight end, 97. See if we can pick it up. Right there, he's blocking number 30, Mitch Vernon. That seals off that defender, that defensive end. It gives you plenty of room to run around the left side.
And you saw him try to plant on the sideline and cut back towards the middle of the field to give himself some more room and couldn't do it. Inside handoff, Aldrich again. And 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down. Jeff Aldrich on the season is the 2nd leading rusher on this team. 576 yards coming in. He averages over 8 yards a carry. He's got 41 yards here tonight. And he picked up 6 right there.
To go with his great receiving average too, John, that almost 30 yards per catch.
Someone you have to account for. It's not just about that man right there, Luby. Looking for a room and nothing there. Vargason was there first, forced him outside, and cleaned up by Levi Hilgren, a 6'1", 210-pound senior for the Cardinals.
And Andy Kadavy, John, on that load to the left side here, actually right side of the screen. Watch Kadavy, number 1. Boom. Big hit right there. And what a great job by number 17, Vargason. He actually was blocked very well by Kadavy, and then he went down, he spun around, and he got in on a tackle. That's a great job.
Third down and short, and they won't get it there. Tripped up in the backfield. It's one of those plays where it'll grade well on the films, but it doesn't look as good in the statistical books.
That was number 87 that came knifing in there, Jake Reese.
Decision time here for Seward, and no question about it, they're going for it. The first down marker is between the 19 and the 20. A short 2. Another 4th down. Here they come up the middle. He's got it, first down. And I think Luby hesitated just enough to find the crease he needed and get the necessary yardage for a 1st and 10.
And Vargason again trying to anticipate the play. Not quite able to get there and make it. First down, Seward, and John, they're just grinding that right here. They're on the move.
Most certainly, 169 yards total offense to just 45 for Crete. Again, they come with the run blitz, and up the middle goes Luby. And close to another Bluejay first down. Crete is trying to anticipate where they're going to plug those gaps, and they've brought them on 2 consecutive plays, and they guessed wrong.
Florendo coming, Shelton coming on the play. And if he gets by the line of scrimmage, that's what happens. He'll pick up 7, 8, 9, 10 yards of crack. Sometimes he will bust it all the way through. So if you blitz, you have to make sure, and sometimes you guess right, sometimes you guess wrong.
That was Luby's 20th carry in this game. He's a workhorse, though. He's had a couple of 40-plus carry ball games this season. To the outside. Sniffing a first down, he'll have it, and it will be first down, goal to go for Seward.
That play designed to go up inside, but he bounces out because that's all filled up in there. Jake Reese is going to come 87. He's underneath that right there. He makes a great hit. Hits him right out of bounds. But he picks up that first down. It'll be 1st and goal now.
This drive started at the Crete 46. It has been a coffee grinder type drive. Trying to grind this Crete defense into a fine powder. On first down and goal, Luby again, his 22nd carry of the ball game.
You know what, John, this reminds me a lot of last night's game. Millard West would just come line up at the football and bingo. As we see it again right there, just 3 or 4 yards at a crack. But they don't waste a whole lot of time at the line of scrimmage. They just come up to the ball. Quarterback gets under center, and the snap doesn't give the defense any time to adjust or get ready. Just snap it and let's go.
Chuck McGinnis asks his defense for a timeout. That's the 2nd timeout taken by Crete here in the first half. 5:10 to play, tied at 7. If you're wondering about Luby, he only had 44 carries last Saturday against Scotts Bluff, and we'll be back right after this.
Ready. I'm ready to go.
We're getting them ready.
I'm ready to read.
Ready to try.
I'm ready. Estoy listo.
Ready for life.
I'm ready to speak.
It's what we do every day.
I'm ready to dream.
With the books we provide, the workshops we sponsor. At PBS Kids, we're committed to making sure every child is
ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn.
The final of 6 state championship games this weekend here at Memorial Stadium. John Bishop, Adrian Fiala upstairs, Larry Putney downstairs. Seward and Crete tied at 7, but the Bluejays threatening with a 2nd down and goal at the Cardinal 3. Cadavy and Luby. It's Luby right up the gut, and he'll be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards shy of the end zone. It will be 3rd down and goal.
They like to keep that football right behind Grant Swanson at the left guard and Drew Urban, the offensive center. Swanson 211, Urban 188. Bring that fullback Cadavy right up inside there with the isolation play, and they've got about 3 yards to go here, a little less than 3 yards, call it 2, maybe 2.5.
And a Seward timeout. They have taken their second of the half. Well, this is about the situation in the first meeting between these two teams where Brett Hillis made an impact. Seward in the first meeting at Crete's Simon Field. Seward had a 1st and goal at the Crete 3, and Hillis on 3 consecutive plays disrupted Seward. Hit Luby for a 2-yard loss, stopped Luby for no gain on 2nd down, sacked Siebert trying to throw on 3rd down, and then with about 13, 14 yards to go for a touchdown, they went for it on 4th down, and the pass fell incomplete. And you look for Hillis to make something happen here on 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line.
He's already made a big play happen already on that fumble, John. So let's see if that happens here tonight. Brett Hillis, number 32.
Just a touch outside the 2-yard line. Wishbone. Again, it's Luby looking for a hole, and there he is. Adam Hoffman making the tackle a yard shy.
Just trying to power it up, surge the line, and Hoffman, number 33. That's good. That's great balance. He had the feet just wide enough apart to give him a good stable foundation to make the hit. Hits him square up and drops him. No further yardage after contact as Greg Welsh now will visit one more time with his ball club.
They are treating this drive as if it were the last 2 minutes of the first half. We still have 4:26 to go, but Seward has burned their last time out here. We've had 3 timeouts taken, 1 by Crete and 2 by Seward, with the ball inside the 5-yard line. It's almost as if they're playing at the end of a half here.
Playing for position, playing for score, and that's what Greg Welch wants to make sure that they get done right here. As you saw that lineup down there, the offensive line, Scott Keller at the tackle, Swanson, number 50, Urban, 64. We talked about him. And then 97, Skylar Sutherland finishes it out on the front end there.
You got the ball right squarely in the middle of the field, but no field goal attempt here. They want 6. 4th down. Luby has it. Touchdown.
He is so quick to the outside, and when you're that quick and you get a block like he got from Andy Kadavy, well, it's going to be a score.
Well, you just keep hammering at him up the middle, pummel and pummel and pummel, and then slip to the outside.
But if he doesn't get that block from Academy, he doesn't get it, John, or at least you don't think he's going to get it. But he got that block and just waltzed into the zone.
So Josh Vandenberg will kick after all, but it will be the point after touchdown. 14-7 Seward as we go down to Larry Putney.
Guys, Josh Vandenberg, who just kicked that extra point for Seward, I tell you, it's an accomplishment to just be on this field tonight, and also an inspiration for all of Seward. He was on the bus that crashed in Omaha and killed 3 of his classmates and 1 Seward teacher. He was, before the injury, playing left guard. He was punting. He was also kickoffs as well as field goals, but he is just well enough now after breaking his left shoulder blade. He's just well enough now to handle the extra point duties and the field goal duties for Seward. But certainly him being out here on the field is an inspiration to the entire community.
And I would wholeheartedly agree.
Watch the block right there, number 1. He gets Vargason turned around. That's all it took. Once again, Vargason trying to get out there, but again, just knocked too far off balance by Cademy.
So the first rushing touchdown of the night for Jeff Luby, who has scored now 36 of them this season to go with his 2,100 yards of rushing offense.
You know, John, you know he's tough because he won the gold medal in the state track meet at the 300 intermediate hurdles, and anybody can do that as one tough cookie.
And so the kickoff from Seward, leading at 14-7. From Hardenberger, it's short. It will bounce. They'll let it go out of bounds. And Crete will start from the 35. One more time. Here's Larry.
Guys, Jeff Luby with that last touchdown just became the most prolific touchdown scorer in Class B playoff history. Coming into this game, he had 11 postseason touchdowns, including 5 against Scottsbluff last week. That gives him 12 and breaks him with a 4-way tie with 3 other players. He is now the new record holder.
Luby tonight, 25 carries, 85 yards, and that touchdown Larry just mentioned. And this is an interesting call here, Adrian. They are going to make Seward kick
it over
again instead of taking the ball at the 35.
Well, they must feel that perhaps their kicker, Josh Kenny, may be having a problem getting the ball down the field. So let's see if it pays off, John. They would have had it at the 35-yard line, and let's see where it ends up after this little move here, a little chest move on the evening.
Well, Crete has very good kick returners. Jake Reese, you take a look at him there. 85-yard kickoff return already once this season, but they're going to kick away from him. It hits off the hands, back inside the 10. Rodenbaugh's in trouble, and it turns out to be a terrible move for Crete. They could have had it at the 35. Instead, they'll have it at the 11, and the jinx continues. Crete continues to start in bad field position, while Seward is catching all the field position breaks.
I guess it's like you don't take points off the board. You don't give up field position. Not sure about that, but this is going to cost them 25 yards right here, John. They would have had it at 35. They have it, well, just a little bit less than that. They have it at the 11.
So they lose.
Seward rallies on it.
They lose 24 yards of field position there. And they have to start back at their own 11-yard line, trailing 14-7. Florendo, little yardage on first down.
Flying to the football, number 64 for Seward out there is Drew Urban, second leading tackler on the team there this year. Just flying around the outside along with number 90, Luke Reeve.
Crete with just 2 first downs offensively here in this first half. And only 45 yards. Second down and 9. Option. Mel slipped a little bit on the field turf, but either way, it would have been hard to escape Luke Reif, the 6'3", 200-pound senior. And now it's third down and 10.
He's been a problem on the option all night, Luke Reif. See how he handles that play, though? He takes his 2 or 3 steps to the outside, makes sure he contains, and then works to the inside, and that's just what you want that defensive end to do, and he's doing it extremely well tonight, a senior, Luke Reeve.
Third down and 10. 3 receivers this time for the Cardinals. And they'll keep it on the ground, and Florendo breaks the tackle and has a first down. Out across the 20-yard line, he was stopped dead to rights inside the 15. A great play by Florendo, keeping his balance.
Watch 90 again. Reeve flying in there. Swung around, but he just could not hold on. And wow, look at this power shown by Florendo. Brian Florendo wants to be either, well, he's interested in law enforcement, FBI, CIA. He's always had an interest in that, John, so he's a guy you and I need to know later on in life.
That is a huge first down just to get Crete out of a hole. And they may be put back into a hole. Aldrich was the first person there, and then everyone was over to help clean up. And that will be a loss back to the 20.
Option play, left side. Force the pitch right there. Now Florendo is going to try to make it work, but he can't. Aldrich is there along with number 64, Drew Urban again. Urban very active on the field today, both on offense and on defense. Offensive center. Playing that defensive spot down there, that linebacker spot.
So now second down and 12, back at the 20-yard line. Three-step drop. And again, the pass sails above the receiver's head. Rodenbaugh at least got his fingertips on it, but Garrett Mell is now 1 for his first 7.
Trying to fit it over the defenders there, and if he completes the pass, it's going to go for just a short gain. But the ball is just a little bit overthrown. But again, trying to fit it in between 2 defenders. Tough duty.
And another big third down and long. 2:08 to go here in the first half. Seward looking for a stop, the short field, and maybe another score. Play action. Lob pass. Man was there, but the ball again sailed on Garrett Mell. And the 3-year starter, the senior, is not enjoying his most productive night of his career.
Ball just gets away again as you see Rodenbaugh actually John heading upfield on the pattern, and the ball was thrown to the outside. I think Mel thought he was going to break it to the sideline. Didn't happen, and that'll bring up a Crete punt.
Andrew Hardenberger gets it away in a pretty good kick, taken at midfield, and a 5-yard return for Jeff Aldrich. So Seward, with no timeouts left here in the first half, will take over again in Crete territory. They have had the short field all night long. They'll be 45 yards away with time to add to this 7-point lead. Earlier this season, these two teams met the final game of the regular season. Crete won it by 3, and the only difference in that game was that Crete made a 2-point conversion and a PAT, and Seward missed on every PAT opportunity. Granted, many of them were 2-point passes. Man open down the field, it's Pearson, but that pass overthrown. But again, open downfield.
And Joe Chelton again on the pressure, number 34, making himself known here tonight a couple of times. He was right off the left edge that time, coming right onto the quarterback and looking right into his face when he delivered the football, John, and I think that's why it went where it did.
2nd down and 10. Ben Siebert, senior quarterback, again will throw. Downfield, open over the middle, complete, and stopped very close to a first down. To Corey Anderson, his first touch of the night. And Anderson picks up very close to first down. Actually, they will give him the first down on forward progress.
Siebert delivering the ball, deep curl into the middle, and he knew exactly his route was run precisely to pick up that first down. Forward progress gave it to him, but then he was brought back against, or back over the 35-yard line, but they spotted at forward progress. They give him that first down. So nice route, great route.
Just inside the 35, clock running. No timeouts left for Seward, keep in mind, here in this first half of play. Pressure from the outside. Nothing doing. The ball is loose, but it was blown dead. Vargason, again coming in from the outside, helped disrupt the play. And a big loss.
Here comes Vargason, pressure up the middle. Also number 56 for Crete coming, Levi Hilgren.
And Adrian, that's a fumble. I think that's a fumble.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Let's take another shot at it here.
He's losing it.
Yeah, he's losing it there. It's a question whether or not that knee was down. The whistle was blowing too, John. We had a call like that last night. That they told us, as far as interpretation goes, if they feel, the referees feel that there's no other chance for advancement by the ball carrier, they're going to blow a quick whistle, and we saw that basically turn the game around last night here.
Well, after that 2nd down carry, it looks like Crete might survive the end of this half, but Seward still has a dozen seconds here. 3rd down, they'll throw, open, Pearson has it and dropped it, and that could have been 6, and he knows it.
Could have been, would have been, and should have been 6 as he was all alone behind the defender. Well thrown football. See Siebert wind it up and let it go. And he's thrown it just out in an area out there. And then you see the receiver down there, Pearson, something he hasn't done a whole lot of this year, and that's drop a pass.
And it didn't look like
right through.
It didn't look like he took his eyes off the ball.
No, he had it.
It just slid right out. So now you expect the Big Ben play perhaps here. You got the wind at your back. They're not set up in that formation. It is 4th down, and they'll just simply run. And that's going to stop the clock. Nope, I guess not. Not on the change of possessions. I thought maybe we'd get time for Crete to get another playoff. Interesting play call there at the end of this first half. Well, you look at the stats, and Seward is absolutely dominant right now, but on the scoreboard, they just lead it by 7, 14-7. At the end of the first half. Let's head down now with Larry Putney. Here's the Seward head coach, Greg Welch.
Greg, you said before the game you were going to have to throw the ball effectively to be effective tonight, and you certainly have.
Well, we've just mixed it up a lot. We've done a lot of different things from, that was a takeoff right there before the half to tried fades and various things, and lots working, lots there. They're blitzing well. We're moving the ball real well, and it's just a fun game. And we had the unfortunate fumble return. It's just, but we've got another half to play, I guess.
Take the fumble return off the board. You're shutting him out, and the defense is really doing a nice job.
Defense is playing real well. Guys, we're playing good football. We just got to have a great half now, second half.
Good luck in the second half.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Larry. 14-7, Seward with the halftime lead over the Crete Cardinals. Back with halftime activities right after you hear this.
Science to me is about life.
It's about who we are. It's about who I am.
It's about the fish that are so deep in the ocean, I'll never see them.
It's about machines that do amazing things.
Then the people who build them.
Science is about the world.
It's about nature.
That's why I watch Nova.
Outdoor Nebraska.
National Geographic.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
On Nebraska ETV.
Hey! Anybody seen the Pope? Anybody?
He's not getting in, but you can when PBS and National Geographic take you inside the Vatican, November 21st on PBS.
You're watching Nebraska ETV.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium. At the half, Seward is leading Crete 14-7. I'm down here on the sideline with some Central High School students who are involved in a very important tobacco prevention project for their school. Actually, it's part of Tobacco Free Nebraska. Tobacco Free Nebraska this year granted 4 high schools from across the state of Nebraska $100,000 grants. They applied for the grants, and in the application they had to tell what they were going to do with that $100,000, and then Tobacco Free Nebraska gave them the grants, and they went out and put that into action and tried to prevent tobacco use, not only in their school, but throughout their community. And joining me is Jake Peterson to my immediate right. Next to him, Sam Comfort, Adam Deacon, and at the very end, Brig George, and then their sponsor all the way down there is Harry Gaylor. Let's first talk about what you wanted to do with the $100,000 grant.
We wanted to come out and, get a general anti-tobacco campaign going where we would teach young people around the area of kids coming into Central from King, Junior High, Norris, and Lewis and Clark, and just get them informed about all the bad, harmful things tobacco can do.
It was really important to involve not only their high school, but also the surrounding area, and they've certainly put that plan into work. Sam Comfort also joins me. When you applied for the grant, one of the things that you said you were going to do was create a website. Talk about that website a little bit.
The website is omahawhysmoke.com. What we basically want to do with the website is just let everybody know the dangers and the hazards of smoking. Get out there to everybody where you can go to the site, find out information find out about our project, or join us if you want to.
Tell us what the website is so people can log on.
It's omahawhysmoke.com.
And also joining us is Adam Deacon. Adam, you also, in conjunction with the website, put together some terrific media here. Tell us about this.
Yeah, this media here we got is all to appeal to our target audience, which is the junior high students that are all going to be going into Central High School. So we've got a lot of different posters with information and facts that will help them make the decision not to smoke in the first place. So
And one of the factors here, obviously, is to prevent tobacco use among high school and also among those junior highs. And obviously, these 4 students behind us are very involved in that. But Brig, how have the students in the school gotten behind this project?
Well, basically, the project has been run out of our marketing department. Students have been involved with our anti-smoking tobacco rallies. They're involved in the actual production of the posters, the billboards that we're making. We're also currently producing 2 TV spot ads, and we're also making some radio public service announcements. So the students have been very, very involved.
And all in an effort to prevent tobacco use among students.
Yes, definitely. We really want to have students ask questions about tobacco and, and really make healthy, positive decisions.
If I were a student just wanting, deciding whether or not, you would say?
Never take that first puff. Never be seduced by tobacco.
Okay. And you?
I'd like to present this Project Y rug to NETV on behalf of Project Y. And so.
Well, thank you very much. It's a beautiful rug, by the way, and we will certainly display that in a very prominent and honorable position at NETV. Thanks very much. Guys, terrific job on what you're doing, and great job with the grant. And they're getting ready to, Tobacco Free Nebraska is getting ready to award 4 more grants this coming year. So, terrific project. Well, at the half, it's Seward on top of Crete, 14-7, and we'll be back with more halftime activities from Memorial Stadium.
No matter who you are, once upon a time, you looked like this. And you got there because of this. The urge to merge is fundamental. You just can't help yourself. Nova takes you closer than ever before. Witness life's greatest miracle next time on Nova.
Tuesday night at 8 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is your Nebraska ETV network.
Funding for this program is provided in part by Tobacco Free Nebraska, a campaign created to educate Nebraskans about health risks associated with tobacco use.
Secondhand smoke is more than annoying. It seriously affects thousands of Nebraskans, smokers and non-smokers, with over 4,000 chemicals and cancer-causing toxins. Secondhand smoke is a first-rate killer.
Class B championship game at halftime. Seward leading Crete 14-7. We'll have second half activities coming up in just a moment. But as we bring things back up to the booth, we want to welcome Rex Jones with us from the NSAA, retiring after 26 years as the NSAA's associate director. Congratulations first on your decision, and what are you going to do with yourself now?
Thank you, John. Oh, I don't know. No big plans. Do a little traveling, a little hunting and fishing.
How in the world is the NSAA going to continue to survive, losing all you long-term individuals? Condi Sargent left us a couple of years ago. Jim Riley left last year. Now you got some good young people in the wings?
Yes, we do. We've got some real good young people in the wings, and Bob Colgate's going to take over a lot of my responsibilities, and he'll do a real good job.
Well, we've seen a lot of changes, obviously, in the NSAA and in state championship events over the years. This event notwithstanding, obviously, coming to Memorial Stadium is a big change. The changes in the state tournaments and all of the sports. What to you signifies the most important thing you've seen develop over your 26 years with the NSAA?
I think one of the best things we've done was to move the football championships here to the Memorial Stadium. I think for an event that the kids enjoy as much as anything that we can do, it's worked really well.
Is there anything you'd take back in 26 years? Anything you'd like to try something different next time if you had a chance to do it again?
Oh, I don't think so. I can't think of anything right offhand.
Well, obviously, school activity is so very important in this state, and you see the kind of support that we're getting tonight with the great turnout with Seward and Crete, their towns showing up. We also saw a great turnout from North Platte last night, people traveling in. What things, if you had an opportunity to maybe look into the crystal ball, do you see for the future of high school sports? We hear about attendance being down in some places, but then you see events like this and all these people showing up. What kinds of things would you like to see in the next few years?
Well, I think we are going to break an attendance record here with the playoffs, the finals here in these 3 days. And, of course, the weather is a very big factor in that. And also a big factor in attendance is the teams that we get involved in it. And like you mentioned, we've had some really good teams with really good followers with them. And I think we're going to see some other sports come into play and hopefully maybe spread out into some other activities other than sports.
Well, obviously the NSAA has been a big part of our success here at NETV, and you allowing us to come in and broadcast these events. We do appreciate that, and maybe down the line we'll see you again.
Okay, thank you, John.
That's Rex Jones retiring after 26 years with the NSAA. Well, we've got one more half of football, and we'll have that for you coming up on Nebraska Public Television.
In the world of showbiz, Quincy Jones is an acknowledged master.
Tremendous pop music maestro.
He proved he could capture the imagination of the world.
He gives us the beat, and it's always
the right tempo.
Right in the pocket. Meet Quincy Jones, an American master.
Sunday night at 9 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
Every day on PBS Kids, we encourage children to respect others.
Right.
To recognize their own uniqueness. To accept the fact that lots of us are different.
Oscar, you said everything I was going to say.
What do you want from me? I'm a type G personality. G for grouch.
Imagine the possibilities. PBS Kids and you.
This is your Nebraska ETV network.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
(14-7) Seward over Crete. Let's go back down to the field and Larry Putney.
Thanks. I'm joined by Chuck McGinnis, head coach of Crete. Need to find a way to get the offense going.
Exactly. Our defense is hanging in there, and they've played tough, and we've got to find a way to move the football.
They've really been able to put a lot of pressure on Mel.
No, I tell you, we've got to mix it up. We got to be able to run, throw the football, and we just got to do a better job.
Defensively, you're happy with what's going on?
Yeah. We just got to get them off the field. We just haven't had enough snaps on offense, and our kids are playing hard, and we'll be all right second half.
Thanks, Chuck.
Well, let's take a look at the first half numbers. And Adrian, just before we came back, you mentioned how similar the first half statistics were in the last game this afternoon. won by Boone Central when they were trailing statistically, similarly to what we're seeing here. Seward leading by a wide margin.
Very much so. The total yardage was definitely in the favor of this afternoon when we talked about Boone and Pierce. Pierce had about 3 times the amount, John, or 5 times the amount. Is 3 times the plays, 5 times the amount of yardage. We see that here. Very similar. That time of possession was very, very similar, about 11 minutes. That's not up on the screen, however, but
17 minutes for Seward.
Yeah, very, very similar in terms of what happened. But again, this is still a ball game, just like that ball game was this afternoon. It was a ball game at halftime, and this is a ball game right now. To still continue to be so. But you see how Seward is continuing, totally dominating as far as total yards go, and in that rushing category.
And really, the big difference of those 2 fumbles lost. One prevented a touchdown. The other one led to a touchdown, as we'll see in the first half highlights. Jeff Aldrich hauling in that 49-yard touchdown pass. But here comes Crete's defense, and another big play by Brett Hillis, forcing the fumble, and Trent Vargason with a first career touchdown.
What a way to get it, too, in the state championship final here. Now you're going to see Jeff Libby take the ball and go in for a 1-yard run. He ran a long ways to get a 1-yard touchdown, but a great block out there, Andy Academy, on that lead block to take Vargason out of the play, John.
And that was a 4th down play. Luby with 27 carries in the first half, 91 yards, leading rusher so far tonight. But the other stat that really sticks out individually is Garrett Mell, 1 of 8 passing, 9 yards. And this is from a young man who's got a 54% completion percentage for the season and almost 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. But it has been a rough night for Garrett Mell throwing the football, and that's been part of the reason why Seward's defense has been so effective tonight.
He's had some problems just with loft on the football. John was overthrown a number of passes, and again, that wind kind of swirling down there. Perhaps that is part of the problem. He knows how to get the job done, no question about that. Garrett Mell passed for just about 983 yards here this year. Also, he has been the product, or let's say a graduate of a number of football camps this year. He's been to camp at Texas Tech and K-State and Oklahoma and Nebraska, so he's getting some top-notch education with respect to how to play the quarterback position and how to throw the football. So Garrett Mell, if he can get on track, John, here in the second half, and that's what obviously what Crete will need to have happen. If he can make that happen, then this will indeed be a football game.
Well, earlier this afternoon here at Memorial Stadium was the Class C1 Championship. Boone Central, their first year of consolidation, taking on Pierce, and it was all Pierce for about 3.5 quarters.
Damian Hoffman here on 52-yard run right up the middle. He had a great game today, 14 carries, 114 yards. And now we see Cole Henn moving down this near sideline on a run there. He had a great ball game. Now watch this, Jason Crone. This is a 4th down play, and it goes for a touchdown to Josh Inman over there. Or check that to Stamer. And now this pass here, and it's just missed in the end zone.
And almost inexplicably, Aid, at the end of the game, only needing a field goal to win, they throw the ball, even though they had rushed for over 250 yards for the game.
And Cole Henn, again, the man of the hour for Boone Central, and they win the football game. Pierce won the battle as far as stats go, but Boone won the game.
So congratulations to Boone Central. That was another Cardinal Blue Jay matchup, by the way, as we have here tonight. And as we saw, the Blue Jays dominated the stats, but didn't win the game. Here so far through the first half, the Blue Jays dominating the stats. They are winning the game, just as Pierce was after the first half this afternoon. But as we've seen, the second half is a much different story. And these two teams, as we've noted, very familiar with each other. And so I don't think we have to worry about Crete too much in terms of their comeback skills. But we will see. If Seward continues their dominance, you have to believe they stand pretty with an opportunity to win their first football state championship. We're ready to play. Crete will receive, and they're going to squib it on the ground. Onside kick. It is loose. And I think the Cardinals came back up with it, and that is a huge recovery for Mitch Vernon as they squibbed the onside. And it nearly turned into yet another Seward break.
Seward had it, and then they didn't. And again, we talk about gutsy calls in that first half. Here's another one right here. See, Seward has it right there, and then Vernon comes up underneath it all, battling over there with Ben Siebert to try to get the football.
And what this does is gives Crete their best starting field position of the night. Florendo on first down, maybe 1 or 2. Prior to this, their best starting field position was their own 30-yard line. Now they start from their own 43, but for most of the evening they've been backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost.
John, what has to happen though for Crete though is Garrett Mell needs to step up and play like Garrett Mell.
Well, he has had a rough start so far. Mell will throw, has time, wants it all, has a man there, jump ball, it's caught, Reese held it, touchdown!
Like I said, Garrett Mell has to play like Garrett Mell, and he certainly did on that one. He let it fly. Jeff Luby down there on the defense. They were battling for the football. Wow, what a throw, John.
And a whale of a job keeping his balance after the catch, and you saw Mell walk off the field, kind of a little shrug of his shoulder saying, well, sometimes you catch those breaks, and that's exactly what happened there. Extra point to tie, and we're back to even. Just 43 seconds into the second half. We're knotted up at 14 as we take a look at the touchdown.
How fortunes change here. Watch Mell. He's going to wind it up and let her go. And Luby is backing into the receiver and he almost gets it, John, but they fight for the ball, and Reese comes up with it, and that's a good job by Reese. The concentration is there as Luby was backing into him. Sometimes, not on this particular action here, but pros will use that technique as Mell lets it fly one more time. And like I said earlier, if Mell plays like Mell, this is going to be a big second half. Again, if he doesn't make that catch, that could almost be pass interference.
Most certainly, but still, great job by Reese, and to keep his balance.
He's going for the football, though. I mean, they both have a right to go for the football, but Reese, what a tremendous job there. And how fortunes change. That kickoff changed the complexion, and now here we have a touchdown.
Tied at 14, and we'll be back.
Hey! Anybody seen a Pope? Anybody?
He's not getting in, but you can. When PBS and National Geographic take you where no tourist has gone before. Beyond the walls, past the guards, and deep into the inner sanctum for a privileged look inside the Vatican. November 21st, only on PBS.
Back at Memorial Stadium, a 55-yard touchdown pass from Garrett Mell to Jake Reese has tied this game up at 14. Just 43 seconds into this second half of play. And all of a sudden, the emotions have swung over. Mighty Mo has donned a Cardinal red jersey.
And again, it's the speed that we talked about. Jake Reese flying down the field at 4-7. Here's the kickoff.
High end over end, deepest kick of the night, and it will take Pearson back to his goal line. Looking for room outside, turns on the afterburners and did a nice job of getting it outside the 20-yard line. It was all speed right there just to get them out from beyond the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he caught the ball drifting back. You see it here. It goes all the way back to the goal line. And now he's going to run about 40-some yards across the field to get it upfield, and he does a nice job, John, of getting it in pretty decent position across the 20-yard line.
So Seward starts from their own 22, finding themselves tied here. And Luby, who was beaten on the left touchdown play, will take his frustrations out on the Cardinal defense and churns his way for 5.
Luby has a nice technique when he runs. He's obviously looking for that daylight, but he'll keep that hand out. He keeps separation between himself and the defenders. Watch here. See the hands out there, the hands out there, and then he just drives. Once he sees he's going to make contact, and he will drive. And Adam Hoffman, that time, number 33, took the brunt of that blow.
I'll tell you, old Mike Corrigan would have liked to seen a run like that. Here's Luby again, puts his head down, picks up a first down for Seward out across the 33. Of course, Corrigan, the longtime running backs coach for the University of Nebraska.
I was going to ask you, John, you've been reading up your history there, buddy.
I remember Mike Corrigan.
Iron Mike.
How can you forget him? I mean, he had the face of a linebacker, but yet he coached running backs. I never understood that.
Believe me, fans, there was a reason they called him Iron Mike also. He loved that contact. If you couldn't block, you couldn't play running back at Nebraska.
Brought up so many of the big names in Nebraska history, the Kinneys and the Roziers, the Roger Craigs, before he gave way, and actually gave way to Frank Solich.
Dick Davis, Mike Green, Dan Schneis.
Well, now you're going back.
Oh, yeah, well, those are
now
those
you're
are,
going back.
But those are Mike's guys. I mean, you've got to mention those guys. Frank Solich.
Pickup of about 4 there on first down as Seward again trying to keep it on the ground here. Wishbone. And here's Aldrich, breaks a tackle across the 40, has some room. Into the secondary, down the sidelines and out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. And here come the Blue Jays.
Had a chance to stop that play in the backfield. Brett Hillis had a chance right here. Number 32, you see that crossing action, and they're right there. Hillis could just not close down quick enough. He couldn't get the right angle to make the tackle. And again, you get a head of steam going in that backfield back there as you see Aldrich heading down that far sideline. But again, you've got to be able to square up and get the right angle on the tackle. He didn't have that, and so it's easy to run out of that tackle.
So a first down from the Crete 28. 76 yards in this game for Aldrich. He's averaging 10 yards a pop. And here's Luby again. Going to be very workmanlike here. That's his 31st carry of the football game. And we still have more than a quarter and a half to go. And you know he's going to get that rock a lot more times than 10 or 12 or 15 in this one, you would have to think.
They'll continue to go to him. He is just a solid workhorse type back, John, as you called him earlier.
And also has the breakaway speed to make the big play. Luby again jumps over his fullback ahead of him, Cadavy, and is stacked up. Nice play by Crete. Levi Hilgren over there to help make the tackle.
Watch the block by number 1 again, Cadavy, leading it out there, and he just put Vargason back about 3 steps. But the backers fill it up, John, and that's what you need to do as a linebacker. Get it filled up, fill that lane, and they did.
Third down, 5. They need to get it to the 18. It's a long 5. Time to throw. Open. Complete first down inside the 15-yard line. Corey Anderson, his second completion, his second catch, I should say, of the night. And a big first down for Seward. And they'll have it at the 14.
Great job by Siebert to stay in the pocket as Corey Anderson coming down on a deep slant across the middle. Jeff Aldrich occupied 2 defenders by running a wide pattern, and then Anderson broke it off into the middle, and that opened up the area. That completed the pass.
So from the 14, they come with the blitz, but again, pick the wrong gap. And here comes Luby, breaks a tackle, and he's gone. Touchdown!
My word. What a back. What a back, what a block, what an effort by number 17 for Crete, Trent Vargason. He got blocked, he rolled over, he tried to make the tackle, couldn't make that tackle, and Luby took it on in from there. Speed and balance. Boy, we heard about his great balance, and we just saw it right there again.
You know, he's got the perfect size, 5'10", 181 pounds for high school level. Extra point is up. Extra point is good by Vandenberg, and just like that, Seward gets back what they so grudgingly gave away.
Watch it right here. Watch the block right there. See, Vargason is down, and look at that effort. My word, 17 in the white jersey, but again, Luby just too much for the play.
That's the second time we've seen a good lead block by the fullback.
Yeah, Cadavy had said earlier, but see, Vargason's the guy he blocked, and it's the same guy too,
yeah.
John. Man alive, Luby, every time I see that play, I'm more amazed.
Well, Vargason has done a fine job. You got to give him credit. 21-14 Seward. Remember, you can get all the inside information on the Huskers after the Colorado game on Big Red Wrap-Up with Kevin Kugler. It's Tuesday night, November 27th, live at 7 o'clock. A complete review of the game with highlights, commentary, discussions, and you as we take your live phone calls and emails. That's Big Red Wrap-Up, Tuesday, November 27th, right here on Nebraska ETV, Nebraska's home for sports. And hopefully Kevin and company will be able to review a Big 12 North Division championship win.
That is Jeff Luby, 3-year starter, as we talked about top of the show. He's on the all-state watch list. Plays a little bit of defense, too. Does a good job there. Here comes the kickoff.
Kick is taken short by Hoffman, and Hoffman busts his way out across the 30. And Crete will have to start from about their 33-yard line. 8:07 to play. Third quarter, 21-14 in favor of the Blue Jays. Let's go down to Larry.
Well, guys, you know, Crete has made it to the state championship game twice before. Of course, they're the defending state champs. They won it all last year. But back in 1996, they also played in a state title. That was the year Levi Mell rushed for 331 yards, a Class B rushing record in the playoffs. At that time in 96, there was a ball boy running the sidelines for Crete, Garrett Mell. And after they lost that 96 game, he said to himself, I'm going to make it back there and I'm going to win it one day. Well, last year when they won it, he dedicated that game to his big brother Levi Mell, who never had an opportunity to win a state championship. And tonight he goes for 2 in a row.
Garrett Mell, who made up for a rough first half on one big play, but now finds himself back down 7 points here. Second down and 10. Send the fullback in motion, and Mell to throw. Has time, pumps, fires down the field, and almost intercepted. Cadavy wanted a flag on his intended, on the intended target, Andrew Hardenberger, who may have reached up and grabbed Cadavy as he was about ready to make the interception.
See it again here as Mell sprints out to the right, delivers the ball, and it's, well, Cadavy had a shot at it right there, John, and I'm not sure about the call or a penalty flag right there, but he certainly wants it.
Well,
he thought it was interfered with.
It looked like it, even if there hadn't been contact, it would have been almost impossible for him to make the catch. The ball was wide, and now we have flags as Brian Florendo left the backfield in motion, and they're going to call procedure against Crete, so that makes a 3rd down and 10, a 3rd down and 15. As you take a look at Chuck McGinnis, the head coach of the Cardinals, trying to win that second state championship. Down 21-14 here, midway through this third quarter. 3rd and 15. One thing Seward hasn't done a lot of in these passing situations is blitz. Bring the heat. They're going to throw a lateral pass. Florendo has the 30 to 35, got back to penalty yardage and not much more. That was a lateral pass. And ironic that they throw that play, because in the first meeting between these two teams, it was a lateral pass that was dropped, later picked up by Jake Reese, that turned into a 30-yard touchdown run.
Saw it there, trying to get Florendo out to let him maybe do some fancy work through that secondary, just isolate him one-on-one or on a couple of players. Here's the punt, but again, to try to get him out there, see if he can make something happen on that play.
And a good kick with the win. Here's Aldrich heading to the sideline, and he'll make it out to the 31 or 2-yard line. Don't miss any TV sports coverage of NCAA women's basketball as we present the Time Warner Challenge tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. It's an in-state battle of Big Red versus Big Blue. The Cornhuskers of Nebraska, the Blue Jays of Creighton, live from the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. We'll have complete coverage exclusively on our cable network, NETV2. Live 4:30 tomorrow afternoon, the Time Warner Challenge on NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports. 21-14, Seward has the football back. They'll give it to Cadavy, a rare carry for him. In fact, it is his first carry of the night. So all those blocking exploits are finally rewarded with a 1-yard gain. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Close to a 1-yard gain. We'll give him 1 yard.
Well, maybe doesn't run it much, John, but he catches the ball well, as we talked about earlier. 11 receptions. He has a reception.
Well, as we mentioned, Adrian, he is the only player being actively sought by Division I schools at this time for Seward. Just took a recruiting trip to Cal Berkeley. Pass in the slot, complete. Anderson has it. First down and more into Crete territory across midfield.
Well done route that time as Skylar Sutherland, the tight end, was going down the field trying to draw that coverage to him. He did. And then Anderson comes underneath there. You see him crossing right there. There's Sutherland going down the field, drawing the attention of the defenders. And was that Rodenbaugh back there to knock him out? I believe it was. So well done play, well conceived play, and well executed play.
Third catch by Anderson. Seward tonight, 6 of 9, 110 yards and a touchdown. Here's Luby. Has some room. Breaks a tackle. Stays on his feet. Inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. Finally stopped by Vargason. Balance and power.
Balance and power, and watch the stemming right here. The backers coming up into the gaps. Nobody home. A missed tackle right there as he keeps that balance, uses that hand as I talked about earlier, and just keeps churning. I bet he made 10, 12 yards after contact on that last play, John.
So from the 27, Seward just grinding it at him right now. Nothing here. As coming in was Mitch Vernon, the defensive end, pursuing across the field, and a loss back to the 30.
As we talked about earlier, you have to get a lot of people to him real quick before he gets that head of steam going, and Vernon there to get the job done on that rare occasion where a one-on-one tackle is made.
This becomes a couple of big downs here for the Cardinal defense. A second down and long. Play action. Vargason chasing. Siebert does a nice job of just holding on to the ball, but has to eat it back at the 36-yard line. A good job, though, by Siebert to prevent what would have been the third Seward turnover.
Vargason on the run right here, and Aldrich was streaking down the field, headed for the corner. It was going to be a corner post pattern down there, John. And had Siebert been able to get that arm up and go, that was a tight stack in there. The defense also stacked very tightly, and Aldrich had a lot of room headed for that end zone.
Forget about the fumble recovery. Trent Vargason has played a whale of a game defensively for the Cardinals. Now 3rd down and 19. Time to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Anderson. Coverage provided by Reese, but that pattern was run about 10 yards short of the first down. And now Seward, in a situation somewhat similar to this in the first half, decided to go for it. We will see if they decide to go for it here, and it appears as if they will, instead of pinning Crete back deep.
Well, they just brought Pearson into the game. Andrew Pearson at a wide receiver.
Man, I'd play for field position here, Abe. But that's me.
4th and almost 20 to go.
They'll throw. Fade pattern. Pearson over his head. Over his head and incomplete. Good coverage over there as well by the Cardinals, and Crete takes over. 1st down and 10 from their own 36. NETV Sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is being brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. By NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco-Free Nebraska, for a great state of health. I'm John Bishop alongside Adrian Fiala. On the sidelines, Larry Putney. Class B championship from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. 4 minutes, 18 seconds to play, 3rd quarter. The Crete Cardinals, defending Class B state champions, trailing their longtime rivals from Seward 21-14. Still plenty of time. And after a big stop on downs, the Cardinal offense takes to the field. And here's Florendo, stacked up at the line, ran into the back of his fullback, Ryan Lee, who himself was being stopped. Managed to get momentum going forward for a gain of 1.
Scott Keller underneath all of that, John, from his defensive line spot there on the All-State watch list, and the leading tackler on this football team with 194 stops on the year. He's had a bunch more here tonight. It's number 51, 196 pounds.
Larry Putney. Well, guys, we talked about Josh Vandenberg earlier and how he was in that bus crash that killed 3 students and 1 teacher at Seward. Also on the bus that day was Luke Reef, number 90. He was a two-way player for Seward, played tight end and defensive end, and just in the last 3 weeks he's been able to come back. He played 20 plays last game, 30 plays the game after that, and now he's finally back on the field full time, although he's not playing both ways, just on defense.
Andrew Hardenberger on the run-pass option, pulled out from under center. Little play action here, Abe.
Play action, pulls up, square out right here, and watch this hit now by Casey Hackbart. Bingo. Big time hit right there. But a good gain, a first down across midfield, and Crete, John, now stepping right up, what they needed to do, coming right back.
Mel's third completion. Good for 83 yards. Florendo, nice jitter juke, and he picks up about 4. Down to the 40-yard line.
Kind of remind me a little bit of the running we saw last night from Danny Woodhead. North Platte runner, man, that kid could just move, fluid, great moves, great style, just a sophomore. Really impressed with that young man last night. We saw Florendo there using the same sort of technique in terms of moving in and out of the defenders in the secondary.
They give him credit for 3, 2nd down and 7. Mel will run the option, cuts it back, looks for a hole in the middle, and dives ahead for 2, maybe 3 yards. And for Mel,
watch
his third attempt.
46 here. Corey Anderson will turn it in first and then pursue and make the tackle. That's great effort.
So Corey Anderson not just doing it on the defensive end. And now that brings up a 3rd down, less than 5. The first down marker is between the 33 and 34. 3rd down and 4. Maryland I. They'll slide the first up back down. They'll run the option. Florendo has room in front of him. Has a first down. Lost the ball. Got it back. May have been down anyway. But it's all for naught in terms of the fumble because he got it back anyway, and it's a first down.
Quite a play. We saw motion. We saw misdirection on the play, and now the option. And a good block downfield by number 30, Mitch Vernon, right there. Got the defender turned around, and then the ball comes loose. A lot of things going on in that play. You had to keep your eyes peeled on every portion of that play.
Florendo now with 70 yards in this one on 15 carries. First down, Crete from the Seward 25. Florendo again. Gets a good hard hit there ahead. Someone trying to block ahead of him. That was Lee, the fullback, and he got popped out of the way. Florendo picks up 3.
Lee trying to block the young man that ultimately made the tackle here, Drew Urban. See Urban, 64 right there underneath. And also number 3 getting into the picture, that's Tim Boyd.
Boyd was the one that
Lee got him, I believe, John.
Well, that's the one that sent Lee backwards. But Florendo, 157 yards in round 1 against Beatrice, 133 against South Sioux City, 131 last week against Elkhorn, and he's headed for another 100-yard performance here tonight. Timeout taken by Crete with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Crete trying to drive for a tying score here, trailing 21-14. Attendance tonight, a little over 7,514. And there it is, my friends, a new record, 29,494. Record attendance for the state football playoffs here at Memorial Stadium.
New record by quite a margin there, we might add.
Wow, 7,000. Well, you can attribute to the nice weather, but you can't just say that everybody was within easy driving distance, because you had Boone Central, for example, and Pierce, good 3 hours away by car. North Platte, 4 or 5 hours away by car. I mean, there were a lot of people that had to travel. And for those of you who couldn't make it here, or would just like a copy of the game for history's sake, you can purchase a VHS tape of this game or any of the state football championships. Very easy. Call 1-800-228-4630, Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Central Time. You'll be able to enjoy the 2001 championships for years to come. And we'll give you that number again after this first down play. Florendo lost the football, and Seward has it at the 26-yard line. He went one way, the ball went the other.
John, it was the same play they ran that last time, coming back to the left-hand side where you had the fake dive and the fake toss and then the pitch on the option play. And this time, Florendo gets separated. There you see the same action except going to the right side this time. And he's going to lose the football again here, but this time he will not recover. It looks like it was knocked right out of his hands right there.
I think he just dropped it. I didn't even see a hand come in there, at least from that angle.
The contact looked like it was coming, but... well, we won't know, and we'll just go to live action here, and Seward has a football.
So with a minute to play in the 3rd, the first turnover against Crete. And right up the middle for Luby. He lost the football. Crete says they have it back. They'll unstack the pile, and the Cardinals come up with it. Tit for tat in Crete.
Looked like Levi Hilgren coming out of the pile with the football, number 56 right there.
Well, let's see if someone gets a hand on it, Abe.
Out of the way, ref.
Well, he was being tackled from behind.
Yeah, flying white jersey, and he got that inside arm. Got the inside arm and separated Luby from the football. And, man, what a break for Crete right here. Let's see if they can capitalize.
So first down from the 30. They survived that turnover. And that's the third Seward turnover of the night. All fumbles. Option. Florendo gets it back. Gets a good block. And picks up a good 9 yards on first down. Again, we want to give you that number for those of you who want to purchase a VHS tape of this or any of the state championship games. That number is 800-228-4630. Call between 8 a.m. and 5 Central Time. 800-228-4630.
Garrett now running that option play very, very nicely for his Crete Cardinals here in the second half.
Florendo again caught from behind, and he won't get the first down. He needed a yard, and he lost a couple. But I do like what I see there when you go right back to the same guy who lost it for you. And there he is, Florendo, carrying 2 times in a row. Confidence in the running back, the junior.
You bet, Bill. How about John? You know what? How long have I known you? 15 years?
It seems like a long time.
Years? Yeah. I'll finish that when we're done here.
We have played 3 quarters, and we're coming down for one heck of a finish. 21-14 Seward.
Funding for this program is provided in part by Tobacco-Free Nebraska, a campaign created to educate Nebraskans about health risks associated with tobacco use.
Secondhand smoke is more than annoying. It seriously affects thousands of Nebraskans, smokers and non-smokers, with over 4,000 chemicals and cancer-causing toxins. Secondhand smoke is a first-rate killer.
Events that happen across the globe affect you. Keep up to date with the latest international issues. I'm Daljit Dhaliwal. Join me weeknights at 10 p.m. Central for World News for Public Television on Nebraska ETV2.
And welcome back. We're at 12 minutes to go, a 7-point ball game.
John, I just want to make sure. I know that you're not Kevin.
I know.
And I know that you're not Bill. And you do look like John Bishop. This is my good friend, John Bishop. Sometimes I get confused. So, anyway.
Hey, you've done 6 games in 3 days.
A lot of names.
A lot of people to remember. It's a good thing that Jim and the folks here at ETV didn't saddle you with a different announcer each game.
So I can call you Bill.
Back to pass, and that one's going to sail out of bounds. Intended for Andrew Hardenberger. And now all of a sudden, you go from a 2nd down and less than 1 to a 4th down and 3, 4th and 4.
Yeah, that's the problem with the play, that it was 2nd down and less than 1, and you're trying to use a play that really takes some time to develop, and it gives this defense that's really pretty aggressive defense time to penetrate, and all of a sudden you lose 3 or 4 yards. And again, that 2nd and 1, you just, with a guy like Florendo, you pop him up in there. But here we go. This is a huge play right here.
This could be a pivotal play in terms of emotion in this game. 4th down and 4. They need to get it to the 20-yard line. They'll run the pitch. Florendo looking for a block and has nothing. Great defense by the Blue Jays. They'll take over on downs.
You count them over there. There's 7 blue jerseys around Florendo, and you talk about flowing to the football. They did exactly that. Excellent quickness, as you see Florendo looking for some areas right here. Watch. See how that's contained? What a great job. Number 64, Drew Urban, 2nd leading tackler. We talked about him earlier in the ball game here, and he just gets it done one more time. Now he'll flip around and play offensive center for Seward as they own the football.
So after that wild exchange with a couple of fumbles, Seward has it at their own 27. And they'll go back to the workhorse. Jeff Luby, his 37th carry of the night. He has 155 yards, and give him Oh, almost 5 more there on first down. Boy, that has to attract somebody, and I'm surprised that Jeff Luby, a 3-year starter, rushed for over 2,100 yards, isn't gaining more attention than he has from some schools. I mean, when you have the ability to carry the ball and be just as effective on the 37th, 38th carry as that one is there, as you are in your first and second.
Still looking pretty fresh, John, and I'll tell you what, not only has he done a great job, obviously, this year, as you just mentioned, but career-wise, over 4,500 yards in his career. So he's proved his durability, and I'm sure that somewhere down the road, he will get to continue his career, 5'10", 181 pounds, but just strong and very balanced.
Crete defense looking for a stop. 3rd down along 5. Time to throw. Siebert's pass. Open man, and it's overthrown. Jeff Aldrich was behind the defense and had 6 points if the ball was perfectly delivered.
Mike Rodenbaugh trying to catch up to him down there, but he had 2 steps on him. See it right here again. He had more than 2 steps. He had about 4 steps on him. Breaking to that outside, and a good pass. Good pass is probably 6.
And so now it will be a punt. Benton Siebert, the quarterback, is also the kicker. Single safety back for Crete. Kick is away, and a tight spiral with the wind will carry over the head. And here's Reese back at his own 15 and will be slapped out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Usually kicks like that, if they are fielded cleanly, can be very, very dangerous for the defending team, but that one cleared the head of Reese and allowed the coverage to regroup and get down there and stop him. Decent return of 12, but that punt was huge. NETV sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. By NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco-Free Nebraska for a great state of health. Well, no such luck with field position here. The Cardinals will start 73 yards away, and they're going to try the reverse. Around the end they go. Here's Reese. Breaks one tackle. Across the 40, still on his feet. Across midfield. Tightrope that sideline, and down he goes at the 38-yard line. What a tightrope job by Jake Reese.
So much fun for a guy that runs 4.7. You see him coming from the top of your screen up there, and there's the pitch. A cut here. He saw a lot of room inside there. A good block, number 85. That's Brady Papik. A good block there by Brady to cut him loose there. Now, keep your balance. He's having fun right there, and he's thinking, I may go all the way, but again, the sideline becomes a problem, and the blue shirts become a problem, but he just got his team out of a big hole.
37-yard line. They'll run the option. Florendo spins, clears, and picks up a couple, and that was an awful lot of effort for 2 yards, but it could have been a lot worse. 3 or 4 yard gain, and you can see there, Reese having problems catching his breath after he was popped. Larry, what do you have for us?
Guys, I take you back to something that Chuck McGinnis told this Crete ball club in the pregame locker room. He reminded them that in a big game like this, a rivalry game, a state championship, you're going to have setbacks. He said you have to be able to handle the momentum switches. You have to be able to pick yourself up off the turf and come back. And after being stopped on 4th down and having 3 fumbles, they've done just that.
Rodenbaugh, the intended receiver, and good defense here, aided by Jeff Luby.
Good defense by Luby. Watch this action here down below the ball as Rodenbaugh goes up, trying to wait till that very last second to get those arms up. A lot of times you see receivers going down the field with the arms up, or they go up too quick, and it takes away their balance as Mel delivers the pass, but Luby down there to make the hit.
And how much was Luby thinking about what happened on the touchdown earlier in the game? Inside screen pass, and Florendo is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. They tried to set up the inside screen, but Seward was quick to react, and now it is 4th down. And here comes another one of those interesting decisions. You have 9 minutes and 15 seconds coming up here, 9:15 to go, and Crete, it looks like they're going to punt, maybe.
Well, Andrew Hardenberger's on the field. He is their punter, number 11.
But Mel is still out there.
He's splitting him out.
So they're not going to play for field position here, and now the flags come in. They may have taken too much time. Or an illegal substitution. Illegal substitution, and this has to change the decision here. You've got to think punt here. I mean, playing for field position right now. Granted, you are punting into the wind, but you've got the ball at the 41-yard line. If I'm the coach, I say field position here. Pin Seward deep, get a 3 and out.
Actually,
get the ball back.
The wind actually might be a little bit of a help here, John, to some extent, depending on how strong that leg is of Hardenberg. He's averaged 37 yards punting, and they're going to set it up and see if they can make it here.
4th down and 14. Taking a long time, looking over. Are they playing for delay of game here?
Yep, evidently so. Now the punt team apparently will come on. They're back it up another 5 yards, and now he'll be able to take a full swing at it.
Well, that's interesting. So it appears as that was the strategy from the beginning. They already ate the 5 yards on the substitution penalty. Now they're going to eat 5 more. Well,
Larry? Well, guys, I saw Chuck McGinnis on the sideline, and he wanted to see how the defense set up to what he was doing. And as soon as he saw how the defense set up, he immediately crossed his arms to his quarterback, Mel, and told him, take the penalty.
Low line drive, and it's taken by the up man. That's Pearson, and Pearson may have given Seward a big break there. Now, the punt was low in line drive, and it may have still bounded into the end zone. But if he doesn't make the field on that, there's a good chance that Crete, had it not gone into the end zone, could have pinned him deep. So that saved him a lot of field position there on an alert play by Andrew Pearson.
The ball had the velocity to go ahead and roll. Whether or not it was going to roll all the way to the end zone, John, we'll never know that. But good decision to catch that football and get it up close to that 30-yard line. And now Seward's going to take a timeout.
With 8 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the ball game, 21-14 in favor of the Blue Jays. Don't miss any TV Sports live coverage of NCAA women's basketball tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 on our cable network, NETV2. The Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Creighton Blue Jays in the Time Warner Challenge. Again, that's on NETV2, live at 4:30 Central. The Time Warner Challenge on NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports. Timeout situation with 8:53 to play in regulation. Seward and Crete each with 2 left. 21-14 in favor of the Blue Jays, and much of this second half, Adrian, has been played on Seward's side of the field.
It has, John, and Crete not able to take a distinct advantage of that sort of field position as they're going to try to stop him one more time and get the ball in good shape. Still plenty of time left in this football game for a number of things to happen as Seward's ready to start action here.
This is where you start going to Luby on a full-time basis and grind out some yards. And they go to Luby on first down. He picks up 3. Florendo over there to help make the tackle.
He should be up to 50 carries by the time the night is over. What's he at now?
39.
39. Given what's going to happen on this series, it'll be somewhere up in the mid to upper 40s.
Well, time of possession, as it would be expected, has been in favor of Seward all night long. They've
look at this.
They've run 25 more plays, and how about this? They're going to spread the field with 3 receivers and then give it to Luby. We saw this before, and nice reaction there, as getting up off the bottom of the stack was Mike Husenvelt. Nice tackle there. We saw that earlier in the game, Aid, where they spread the field with 3 receivers and then just gave it to Luby, hoping to clear the middle.
Yeah, a lot of teams will do that, John, just to get that defense spread out, as you say, get hat on hat, as the coaches will tell you. And then they just try to come up inside, as they did.
3rd down and 5. Back to pass. Siebert with time. Knocked away. Jake Reese with the deflection. Knocked it away from the intended receiver, Corey Anderson. And it's another 3 and out for the Cardinal defense, which has stiffened up considerably here in the second half.
See the drop right here. Good toss right there, but Reese able to come right over that shoulder. Avoids any sort of interference call. Great athletic ability down there by that young man, and knocked the football away.
And the pass may have been a little bit behind Anderson, but still, it's nice to have that defender there standing in the way. And now some confusion on the the Seward sideline. Player getting on the field late. Matt Pullis And they might be in danger of delay of game. Nope, they're going to get off a quick snap, and here's the kick. And Reese will let it bounce, and it takes a Crete bounce. And downed at the 37-yard line. 7 minutes, 34 seconds to play. Crete needs a touchdown and an extra point to tie. 21-14.
And John, they need to do it now. 7:34 left of the game. Move the ball down the field. Again, if they can tie it up, they've got some work left to do after that. So they need to move it now. They need to move the ball down the field, score as quickly as they can here.
And it's not like they haven't had their opportunities here in this second half. Mel will roll out. Looking downfield, good coverage. Now will tuck it up and run and pick up good yardage on first down and get a first down of his own out close to midfield. Good coverage down the field by the Seward secondary, but there is the experience and the athletic ability of Mel to turn a bad play into a positive.
You see him coming right here towards the camera, again giving himself some room and some time to throw the football, looking for that receiver to get open downfield. Nothing like that happens, so he just turns it up and goes, stays close to the sideline. He can stop the clock by getting out of bounds. He does that, and they'll be ready to line it up for the next, the next first down series here.
1st and 10 from midfield. Officials waiting now. Chuck McGinnis yelling something over there, and
we got somebody down, I think, below us here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
A player down.
Take a look and see.
Number 82. It's
Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh down at the end of that play. I believe he was on the field for that play, so he may have been blocked out of bounds. Here's Mel, again rolling to the wide side of the field, has a man open, his tight end is there, 2 receivers, and the pattern deflected and out of bounds. It looked like he was going to go for Hardenberger, who was open initially, and then cutting in behind him, and you had 2 receivers within 5 yards of each other, and you almost had a Three Stooges type play here, a deflection back to another open receiver.
We saw that last night with respect to a route that was run, both receivers coming from right and left right to the same point on the field, although this one went for a touchdown. See Reese trying to get up inside there, and a great job by Tim Boyd to knock it down. Boyd has intercepted 4 passes on the year, but a great job of blocking that one up.
2nd and 10. Florendo leaves the backfield. They fake the pass to him. They'll go down the field, incomplete. They were trying to get it. I believe that was Reese again. No, I beg your pardon. Yes, it was Reese. Yes. I'm sorry. Number 87, Reese. But he had already cut and was heading towards the sidelines. That ball bounced 10 yards behind him. He was trying to get him across the middle. And he was open, but the timing was off.
If he'd have brought the route to the inside, which is where Mel thought he was going to be, he'd have been wide open there. But Reese cut to the sideline, and the ball was thrown for the deep curl, and nobody home.
He also had Adam Holman downfield as well. 3rd down and 10. Again, Florendo out of the backfield. They fake that lateral pass, fade pattern down, and it's going to be intercepted by Luby at the 24-yard line.
Trying to get the football to Rodenbaugh again, and you know, John, they were trying to get the ball downfield, as we talked about, quickly and get that score up quickly. But again, a missed route last play. Now this here, a ball overthrown and now intercepted. And again, Garrett Mel needs to be Garrett Mel, and that's not the Garrett Mel that everybody's used to.
4 of 16, his first interception. 4 of 17 now, I beg your pardon. 4 of 17 in this game. Garrett Mel will not remember this one fondly, unless his team can rally to come back.
And John, this from a guy that's been completing 53%. Look at
it. Again, Jeff Aldrich on the carry, and he picks up 7 yards on first down. He's averaging 11 so far, so that's below average for him.
Here is Aldrich again, a convoy of blockers out in front. You saw Cadeby leading the way. Some pretty good hitting there after he got out in the open field, but making good yardage, giving Luby a little bit of a break here.
2nd down short. Whistle stops play, and I have a feeling we're going to have illegal procedure here. And it is, so instead of 2nd down and 2 or 3, it's now going to be 2nd down and 7 or 8. 6.5 minutes to play. Seward trying to grind out a couple of first downs here and wind that clock, leading by 7 points, trying for their first football state championship. Second down, a long 7. Siebert will give it on the end around. And there's room ahead of him. Missed one tackle. He's in the clear, and he could go at the 40. He's got green space ahead of him. Touchdown, Jeff Aldrich.
And he needs to go talk to Scott Keller and Grant Swanson, because they led the way, and he set it up perfectly. He waited till they committed with their blocks as they moved around the right side. And it was relatively easy, quite frankly, as Aldrich goes all the way.
74 yards. And what a night Jeff Aldrich is having here, and that may have put the game and the championship much closer to a dream come true. Extra point is good. A 14-point lead.
Watch 50 and 51 out front here. They're going to set it up. See, a little bit of a convoy. We talked about that earlier. There's a block there to the outside. And now Aldrich, well, he's got the speed that once he gets by that secondary, there's no chance. Nobody's going to run him down.
Watch this, Rodenbaugh right there. Yeah. If he makes that tackle, it's a loss. That's the only guy that had a shot at him.
But Grant Swanson and Scott Keller, number 50 and number 51 respectively, there to see to it that he didn't make that tackle, and that may just have slammed the door right there.
28-14. Seward is 5:53 away from the state championship.
You're watching Nebraska's home for sports. Nebraska ETV brings hometown sports like high school championships and college teams to you. And your membership in Nebraskans for Public Television makes it possible. Without your support, the dreams and glories of athletes from across the state wouldn't be in the homes of your friends and neighbors. Support Nebraska ETV by calling 1-800-634-6788 or visit our website at net.unl.edu. Your membership in Nebraskans for Public Television will make sure that hometown sports will have a home in Nebraska for years to come.
They are hopping right now in Seward County. 28-14, 5:53 left, but do not count the Cardinals out yet. This team rallied from 17 points down against Elkhorn in the semis, and they did it by scoring 4 touchdowns in less than 7 minutes. So it is possible. Kick is taken by Reese. Looks for a crack, and he's out to the 35. But now Crete must get a score here.
The other thing to think about, John, here, their head coach, Greg Welch, the Seward head coach, I should say. He talked about his team being in a zone here of late, really playing well the last 3 or 4 games, in a groove of some sort, and they really are. They just have a quiet confidence about them. They get the job done. They don't panic a whole lot. They just grind it out, showing that good offense and good power and good balance, as we talked about. And again, sometimes when you're playing your best and you get in that zone at the end of the year, very, very difficult at times for you to get beat. As Crete now is going to take a timeout.
How costly is that?
That's a tough one right there, I want to tell you. I think they're missing a player out there. They're shaking their hands out there, and we'll see who is coming in right now. Looks like,
well, Chuck McGinnis is coming out to have a word with his team. But now that leaves Crete with just 1 timeout left in a situation where they may need more than 3 that they're given to start the game.
Yeah, that's very, very crucial. They're missing a lineman down there as Levi Hillgren coming out onto the field.
Let's go down to the sidelines now and Larry Putney.
Guys, I'm down here with the Seward grad, Justin Picard, who plays baseball for the Huskers. In fact, you might remember from pitching the College World Series. Had a little elbow trouble, but he's coming back. This must be exciting for you.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Come back here. I mean, actually, we're close to home here, and Seward never gets an opportunity like this.
it's unbelievable. Everybody, you can see the big crowd Seward brought. Don't happen too often, so.
You said don't kid yourself. This is big time.
Yeah, don't kid yourself. I mean, this is big time.
All right,
they'll throw back across the field. Open out there is Florendo, and he's got some room across the 50. Stays on his feet, and he's gone. Inside the 20. Touchdown Cardinals. I told you this one's not over yet. 66 yards.
Same sort of play they ran earlier in this quarter over to the right side, again trying to isolate people, trying to get Florendo out into that flow as we talked about, where he can dance around and do the steps and get free and get downfield and get into the end zone, and they did. Just a little flare pass out here to the left side, and he's got a lot of moves and a lot of speed and equally good balance. Gets in that secondary, he can make you miss very easily. Here's the extra point try.
Very important extra point. And it's wide, no good. The extra point is wide to the left. And there you see a very upset Joe Chelton, who hooked it. It's an 8-point game. But with the 2-point conversion, at least there's an opportunity. But boy, that changes things a little bit. But watch this touchdown.
Screen pass, as we talked about. But really, he just made people miss as he took it upfield. He had a block out there to help him get going, and then Brian Florendo, watch here.
Couple of blockers ahead of him.
Right
they
there.
Clear the lane. They got him out there initially, and then he did the rest.
He did all the rest as he got that speed going, and people just kind of falling right off the backside there, and now it's on into the end zone. But now we've got ourselves an 8-point football game, and Crete, with this time situation here, John, and with one timeout left now, you got 8 points. They got to get up, and then they'll have to make that decision, obviously, to go for 2 points. And they will, I'm sure.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And depending on what the time status is in the ball game, if they can get a quick one, we'll see. But
so Chelton, who missed the extra point, will kick it off here. 5:32 to go. And they'll pooch this one. And there's Aldrich at the 30, knocked out, shy of the 35-yard line. Boy, Joe Chelton, who's been such a big player defensively for this team. You feel bad for the young man. All he can hope for is if Crete gets into that end zone, that they can give it back to him by getting the 2-point conversion. But first, the Crete defense needs to come up here and play big.
They need to get a takeaway is what we're looking for, talking about. Crete defense going for the football now, trying to strip that football away from whoever the ball carrier will be, and you know who that will be.
It's Luby time. He's got a hole, and a first down out across the 45-yard line, ridden down by Rodenbaugh. But Jeff Luby on his 41st carry picks up a big first down.
Right up the middle, right over Urban up there at the offensive center spot. Alex Gray and Grant Swanson.
And you can see Rodenbaugh trying to take the ball away, may have given up a few extra yards in doing so.
Well, again, you're just trying to rip the football loose, as we talked about before the series got started here. You've got to create a turnover and then be able to cash it quickly if you're going to win this game.
Clock running, 5:05 to play. 1st and 10, Blue Jays from their own 45. Luby again, just waits for his hole to open, and look at him carry people. And the only thing you worry about in a situation like that, we've seen it happen to Nebraska backs like Darren Diedrich.
Watch this here, though. Watch the security. 2 hands on the ball all the way through. He is not going to give that football up. And I mean to tell you, there's a vice grip in each hand on that football.
You just worry. That's the only thing you worry about when you stay on your feet and you continue to move ahead, that somehow somebody's going to pry that ball loose. But Jeff Luby, back-to-back 10-yard plus carries for the Blue Jays. They're trying to anticipate the blitz, and they almost jumped off sides. And for the first time tonight, they shot the right gaps and stopped Luby in his tracks.
Yeah, they made it work this time, John. We've seen a number of times here tonight where it didn't work. They came into the gaps. The backers were coming on the blitz, and Luby able to go into that vacated area. But ball security is so important now, and now it becomes even more crucial, as we're going to be under 3 minutes by the time this ball snapped. or under 4 minutes, I should say.
You're in a position here where another first down can be near fatal. Here's Luby. Got a good block and has an opening and one man to beat. And he keeps his balance. And he's out of bounds. He stepped out at the 5-yard line. He almost kept his balance and stuck it in for a game-clinching touchdown.
Here it is again, and again that line up there blocking for him, and he has a chance to go. Rodenbaugh almost has him out right there. But again, that balance we talked about, and the old college, well, let's call it the old high school try right there, just about into the end zone, but
40 yards.
Just about do it here.
40-yard carry, now 227. He's going for his second touchdown. He's got it.
Greg Welsh right now clapping, smiling. He is one happy man, as everybody in blue shirts here is tonight.
Well, on this drive, we said it was Luby time, and he was the only one to carry the ball on that drive, and he made it count. Extra point is good. A 35-20 lead in only 3 minutes and 46 seconds left.
Here's a touchdown run, and there you see Academy again, a great block, a kick out block by Aldrich right there. You do that, and it's pretty. It's really pretty.
Come on! 3 minutes left! Give it all your...
NETV sports coverage of the 2001 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is brought to you by Blue Cross, Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. By Nebraska Public Power District, NPPD, always there when you need us. And by Tobacco-Free Nebraska for a great state of health. And you want something that's a great state of health for Seward, Nebraska, you're looking at him right there. Take a dose of him. In fact, 45 doses to be exact, for 231 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that's an ingredient that'll get you a state championship.
Time to check the old record book here, see if I'm sure we've got a record set.
231 yards, which isn't even close to his season high of 310 yards that he set against Wahoo in the opening week. What a special young man he has been. Squib kick. Taken on the ground. Up back. Across the 30. And that's Hoffman out close to the 35-yard line. Just 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. 35-20 Seward.
To catch this one here, the record in Class B for rushing yards, 331 yards by Levi Mell of Crete.
We talked about that earlier. Larry Putney had that.
Yep.
Well, I don't think he's going to get that record, but the only thing that counts is the one thing that Levi Mell couldn't get, and that is not the ring in this case, the medal, the gold medal. 3:40 away. Wanted to pass deep, now will pass deep. Jump ball situation, and off the helmet. Intended for Rodenbaugh. It went off the helmet of Jeff Aldrich. It would have been a tough catch to make either way. Garrett Mell, just 5 of 19, but those 5 completions have gone for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the touchdown to Florendo that we thought was going to make this a ball game again, but then Jeff Luby took matters into his own hands and has turned this back into a 2-score game. Downfield looking and overthrown, and that's a tough pass to make for a right-hander rolling out to your left. And as with many of the passes tonight from Mell, it's over the head of the intended target, and now it's 3rd down and 10.
He has been long on a number of occasions here tonight, and again, as a 53% passer, if he's able to complete, how many has he had here, John, so far?
5 of 20.
5 of 20, so if he can complete about 5-6 more with the touchdown efficiency that he has shown throwing the football so far, with maybe it's they get it done, but right now that's going to be a real serious problem for Crete.
3rd down and 10. Mell has 2 receivers out there, and he'll send Florendo again out of the backfield. Quick drop, throw over the middle, complete to Reese, and into Seward territory at the 42-yard line. But Crete has precious time working against them. They'll have to get to the line quickly and get the play off.
Precious time and just one timeout left, as we talked about earlier on, as you see the quick drop here and release by Mel. And just between the backers right there, as Reese, you can never count this young man out. Never count any of Crete out, for that matter. Not with the way they could get upfield with the passing game.
Lateral pass. Florendo looking for a blocker, and a nice play, staying home. Looked like it was 51, Scott Keller. Yes, Scott Keller stayed at home and made that happen for the Seward defense. No gain.
And again, trying to get Florendo out into the open field, get that ball out there quick and see if he can dance around the defense. But Keller and also 64 out there.
Second down and 10. Downfield, intercepted by Keller. Back-to-back plays for Scott Keller. We haven't called his name much tonight, but he may have just sealed away the state championship.
Watch him, 51, the middle backer here, getting the drop, getting to the zone, and there it goes. Scott Keller, at least my records show that he makes a lot of tackles, but that may be his first pass interception on the year. Don't have any record of any other PIs here this year, but Scott Keller, he has a big block on Luby's run, John, and now he comes up big with this interception that pretty much going to seal it up here for Seward.
And here comes that man again.
Just keeps
Jeff
pounding, doesn't
Luby, his 46th carry. Now over 240 yards. What a career. 1,400 yards in each of his first two seasons. Over 2,100 yards this year. And tonight, 46 carries, 240 yards. 3 touchdowns. 2 minutes to go. Run blitz again. And that time again they guessed right. Adam Hoffman shot the gap and shot that play down for a loss of 5. It'll be third down, but it would appear to be too little, too late, as the Cardinals of Crete will come up short in their bid for a second consecutive state championship. Larry Putney down on the sidelines.
Guys, Greg Welch is in his 8th season at Seward. Before that, 5 years at McCook. Over those years in coaching, he's been beaten 8 times in the quarterfinals of the state playoffs. He almost chuckled about it before the game. He had made one state championship before, but it wasn't in Nebraska. It was when he coached at Medicine Lodge in Kansas. He said they actually played on Kansas State's home field. He was hoping his experience here at Memorial Stadium would be a little better than his experience down there. So far, he's on his way to his first ever state championship as a head coach.
He's 1 minute away as Luby came up short on third down and 5, and Seward will punt this one away. And a standing ovation from those in the blue and yellow. Line drive kick taken by Reese. Reese with some room out close to the 40-yard line with just 34 seconds left. Well, fans, if you'd like to purchase a VHS tape of this or any of the other state championship football games over the weekend, it's very easy to do. Just call 1-800-228-4630, Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Central Time, and you'll be able to enjoy the 2001 football championships for years to come. They make a great collector's item, especially if your team won. That number again, 800-228-4630. And even for those who came up short this weekend, it's a mighty big accomplishment and a big thrill for these kids to get to play here. And here's Mel, perhaps his last carry after a stellar 3-year career at Crete High School. Scrambles around for about 3 yards. And you can see that they have got the buckets, and somebody's about to get a bath at 10 minutes after 10 Central Time. Timeout taken.
Yeah, Greg's going to come out on the field there. He understands what's going to happen here very shortly, John.
He's in short sleeves and has been all night. Oh, boy. Just a beautiful night for football.
It is. It is just, you could ask for any better weather anywhere as far as football goes. Nowhere.
You can't. He'll take a swig, too, while they're at it.
Well, he said earlier on that his team was in a zone, and we've seen that zone tonight as they put up 35 points on the board. The Seward Bluejays, against a team that on the year had given up just 11 points average per game. But Seward has been able to solve that mystery and that puzzle here tonight with just 22 ticks left. Chuck McGinnis, the head coach of Crete, will regroup and try to go again.
2nd down and 7, and there it is. See, he didn't want it. He doesn't think it's over yet. He doesn't believe that it's over yet. He was a little upset about that, and the pass is incomplete. It was caught, but out of bounds. But you saw that look on his face. He said, come on, guys, it's not over yet. Well, you know what, Greg? It is over. It is over, Greg. Enjoy it.
It's been over for a little bit here, John.
I know that he is seems a little bit star-crossed when it comes to these playoff games, but he wants 1 sack. They haven't had a sack tonight. It's about the only thing the Crete defense hasn't done. Pass over the middle. Complete. Up ahead to Shelton, and Shelton has a 1st down. The clock will stop with 7 seconds left to move the chains. Crete might get off one more play.
They're going to try.
And then the Seward Bluejays will celebrate a state championship. Championship spirit of this Crete ball club. And timing pattern incomplete, and that'll leave us with one more play. Championship spirit of that ball club. They don't give up the ship. They'll go down with the ship. And now you can see the handshakes. He'll accept congratulations now. I don't think you can make up 15 points in 3 seconds, Coach. I think he got this one in the bag.
Johnny had that big smile. It's the championship smile on the face. You can recognize it 100 miles away.
Final play. Mel wants to make it a good one. He'll go deep down the field. And it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hackfart. And ladies and gentlemen, the Crete Bluejays, or the Seward Bluejays. The Seward Bluejays. The sign says it all. State champions. Well, earlier this year, the city of Seward was shocked and delivered a mighty blow by a terrible tragedy. Well, this will put a little bit of sweet in what will be a bittersweet 2001. Seward, your state champions, and we're back with the medal presentations in a moment.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
John Bishop, Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney back at Memorial Stadium. The Seward Bluejays win their first Class B football state championship. 35-20 winners over the Crete Cardinals. Well, Adrian, we were treated to a very entertaining ball game with a lot of big plays, both offensively and defensively.
John, we've seen a lot of big plays all the way through this championship series, and it's great to see it culminate here tonight. And again, you just have to tip your hats to all these young men who came out here, gave it their all. We saw Jeff Luby put on quite a performance. We saw Brian Florendo put on quite a performance, and just a great effort all the way around here. And we're about ready for medals here.
As last year, they waited until the end to receive their medals. Now they receive their medals first as the state runners-up. Let's pitch it over to the public address announcer, Rich Broderson.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is happy to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The awards presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control member Marshall Adams from Seward and U.S. Bank Representative Tom Kozacek. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the awards for Class B runner-up Crete. Will head coach Chuck McInnes and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 10, Tim Gilman. Number 11, Andrew Hardenberger. Number 12, Bryce Brandt. Number 14, Cody Hesheimer. Number 15, Garrett Mell. Number 16, John Lothrop. Number 17, Trent Vargason. Number 18, Jed Tompkins. Number 19, Ryan Lee. Number 20, Blake Kopitz. Number 21, Jason Wilson. Number 22, Nate Steyer. Number 23, Ryan Fritsch. Number 24, Adam Holman. Number 25, Jared Morse. Number 26, Kirk Windelin. Number 30, Mitch Vernon. Number 31, Jared Reitz. Number 32, Brett Hillis. Number 33, Adam Hoffman. Number 34, Joe Shelton. Number 35, Justin Davis. Number 39, Edwin Garcia. Number 40, Corey Lear. Number 42, Andrew Stansny. Number 43, Eric Dewey. Number 44, Brian Florendo. Number 45, Ryan Putz. Number 46, Derek Alderman. Number 47, Mike Langenberg. Number 50, John Irwin. Number 51, Edgar Castandianda. Number 52, Matt Lang. Number 53, Brian Hoback. Number 55, Bo Buckman. Number 56, Levi Hilgren. Number 58, Andrew Miller. Number 59, Lathan Droman. Number 62, Brady Ellingson. Number 63, Andrew Olmstead. Number 64, Andrew Barber. Number 65, Gabe Vavra. Number 66, Eric Snockenberg. Number 67, Nick Coma. Number 68, Jesse Jurasek. Number 69, Mike Husenfeld. Number 70, Casey Farnbrook. Number 75, Dustin Morse. Number 76, Jason Munt. Number 77, Seth Bell. Number 78, Josh Nyhoff. Number 80, Brent Cockworth. Number 81, Ryan Huska. Number 82, Mike Rodenbaugh. Number 85, Brady Papik. Number 86, Mark Millikar. Number 87, Jake Reese. Number 90, Ryan Sattler. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2001 Class B runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Crete High School.
I don't know if those of you at home were able to pick up what we were able to hear. Of course, my headphones are a little louder than most, but You heard some of the comments by Chuck McGinnis to each of the players as they passed over the podium and received their medals. To those seniors, the message was very much the same. Thanks for all you've done for us, and it was my honor to be your coach. But for all of the underclassmen, the message was, we're going to try to get you back here next year. And really, Adrian, it's out of situations like this that build championship seasons the following year. And that's not to say that Crete won't be back. Well, it isn't to say that they will be back. But it has to start somewhere, and this can provide a very powerful motivation.
Well, John, anytime you get a taste of a championship like this and you don't quite get there, that taste is in your mouth and your system for a long, long time. So hopefully the young guys will take that to heart. They'll work hard in the offseason. They'll try to get back here and see that they can get to it. So I think we're about ready for the championship presentations here.
Well, Seward's never been in a position to be a runner-up or be a champion, so they're going to be across that stage for the first time. And here's Rich Broderson to introduce you to the state Class B champions.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to the champions from Seward High School. First, head coach Craig Welch. We have a special award just for you.
Hi, Mother. My mom.
Now, coach, when you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Andy Kadevi. Number 2, John Siebert. Number 3, Tim Boyd. Number 4, Travis Wankanek. Number 6, Dylan Ruther. This gentleman was 6 of 13 through the air for 110 yards and 1 touchdown. Number 7, Ben Siebert. This gentleman, 9 carries for 159 yards, 1 catch for 49 yards. The 2 touchdowns, Jeff Aldrich. Number 9, Alex Reisinger. Number 11, Josh Kinney. Number 12, Brad Levicki. Number 13, Matt Polis. Number 14, Mike Polis. Number 15, Tony Henson. Number 16, Corey Sabatka. Number 19, Andrew Pearson. Number 20, Nick Canavy. Number 22, Casey Hackbart. Next, this gentleman carried the ball 48 times for 238 yards and 3 touchdowns. Number 24, Jeff Luby. Number 25, Ryan Tremblay. Number 27, Stacy Burish. Number 28, Sid Kindler. Number 39, Chase Eggeter. Number 46, Corey Anderson. Number 50, Grant Swanson. Number 51, Scott Keller. Number 56, Derek Saltzman.
What do you think, Derek? Glad you went out.
Number 57, Alex Gray. Number 58, Ben Reese. Number 59, Cody Smith. Number 60, Andy Bowenstengel. Number 61, John Rainier. Number 63, Kyle Martin. Number 64, Drew Urban. Number 66, Ron Shepard. Number 68, Brandon Crook. Number 69, Josh Vandenberg. Number 70, Sam McCoy. Number 71, Jake Anderson. Number 72, John Jasnock. Number 74, Kurt Schloeder. Number 76, Devin Robotham. Number 78, Derek Pullman. Number 79, Bill Dykoff. Number 81, Cody Pollock. Number 85, John Luongo. Number 90, Luke Reef. And number 97, Skylar Sutherland. Congratulations, players. And now, for these outstanding athletes and their school, ladies and gentlemen, here is a 2001 Class B State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Seward High School.
Can you tell, Adrian, that Greg Welch is a little new at this medal presentation? You're supposed to put the medals over the guys' heads and put them around their necks. He just handed them off like it was a football.
But he also had words for just about everybody that came, almost everybody here. So great job by Greg and his crew.
Let's go down now and find out more about how the Seward Bluejays won this state championship. Here again is Larry Putney.
Thanks, guys. I am down here with the winning coach, Greg Welch, and you said at halftime if you could just do the same thing in the first, in the second, you'd be okay. You did it.
Well, we just kept the same blocking schemes, and Luby kept running hard, and what a tremendous feeling to have won this game. And
it seemed like there, though, you went up by 2 touchdowns. They struck real quick, got back into 7. What were you trying to do there? I mean, were you a little concerned? They kept answering you.
Oh, they did keep answering. You know, they had the big pass play, and it was just, it was scary. You know, and we came back and scored 35 points on Crete's defense. It's just tremendous. Boy, they're that good.
Ask you to be a little reflective here. What does this mean to this community, given the tragedy that took place just about a month ago?
I think, there's I don't know how many. There's 6 out. I think everybody's here. Yeah. This community really supported this team, and what a feeling, and what a great deal.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Larry. Fine job on the sidelines all throughout the weekend. Well, you take a look at the final numbers, Adrian. 48 carries for Jeff Luby, 238 yards. Jeff Aldrich with that big back-breaking touchdown, 9 carries, 159 yards. As Seward racks up almost 500 yards of total offense in winning their first state championship.
Yeah, John, between the two of them, 57 carries and almost 400 yards between those two guys. 397 yards total for Jeff Luby, Jeff Aldrich. Big plays tonight. We had actually 6 long scoring touchdown plays tonight. The biggest, of course, that 74-yard touchdown run by Jeff Aldrich. A pretty picture, a great thing to see. Some excellent blocking. We talked about the offensive lines tonight, and they both did rather well up there, but Seward at times really got the best of the business. And Grant Swanson, Scott Keller, Drew Urban, Alex Gray, Brandon Crook on that offensive line. You guys did a great job, and you paved the way. And Seward is